It's the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers versus the City College of New York Beavers. It's the first game of the season for the Panthers, the second game of the year for the Beavers, who were defeated and have fallen to 0-1 on the year. These are two teams that struggled mightily. A combined 1 win last year and a combined 43 losses. But with a lot of new faces for SUNY Old Westbury, a lot of new players, and a lot of new names. Josh, how are you feeling coming into today, and what are some of the keys for the Panthers to win?
Ryan, I am feeling great. Feeling great. Glad to be back. Glad to be commentating for this new season. I'm seeing a lot of energy out here from the Panther players. I'm glad to be back. Like you said, a lot of new faces, a lot of players that look like, they belong on the court and they, want to prove themselves. A lot of freshmen, about 4 to 5 freshmen are on the new roster. And, as a freshman, you want to prove yourself. You want to fight for your minutes and fight for your spot and prove yourself on the team.
Yeah, a lot of roster quirks here, as you mentioned. A lot of young talent, a lot of new faces. Not a single senior listed on the Panther roster for the 2025 season, or 2025 to 2026 season. So it'll be really interesting to see, Josh, how that kind of plays and translates onto the court. When you see a roster without a senior, with just 2 juniors, how do you kind of interpret that as an outsider looking and watching and analyzing this?
It depends on how long those juniors and other players have been playing college basketball. What your experience looks like. A lot of seniors, you've likely been playing for a few years or at least a year. And, for there to be a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, it seems like a lot of these girls, they haven't really played college basketball yet. So this is their first experience playing, and, you're going to see a lot of that rust. A lot of nerves might be rattled, so you got to shake that off and, find comfort.
Absolutely. And as you noted, with new faces, new players, a lot of players who have played together at this level, out of the 11 players listed on the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers roster, only 2 of them are returning players. That's number 20, Sakmet Lewis, and number 21, Brianni Belazari. So that is a very, very small class, and both of them were freshmen last year. They're sophomores. So these are year 2 players, the only 2 returning players on the team. The most populated class represented here is the freshman class. There are 5 freshmen in this group. That means almost half the roster are first-year players, not just at SUNY Old Westbury, but at the collegiate level as a whole. So, Josh, very, very exciting stuff. Now, looking at the CCNY Beavers here, CCNY has really struggled over the last year, and in their most recent matchup, their first matchup of the season, they went to face Farmingdale, a noted rival of Old Westbury, and they lost 68-43. They struggled shooting the basketball. That has been an issue for them over the last year or so. How do you think the Panthers can attack the challenge of playing a team who hasn't really had it going over the last few years?
Well, you got to attack strong, especially in that first quarter. Looking at that game against Farmingdale, actually, they had, a slow first quarter and just a slow overall first half. So I think getting at it that first half is really going to get you at some type of advantage going into halftime. And then, of course, it's easy to maintain it. But, of course, you want to avoid any comebacks. You want to avoid any, faults. You want to avoid the turnovers, take good shots, and just trust one another on your team.
Basketball can be a game of runs. You have some teams going on an 8-0 run, another team answering that with a 7-0 run. But at the collegiate level, it's not as much about one player having a lot of ball dominance or, having a lot of time of possession with the ball in their hands. Usually we see a more free-flowing offense. And I will say for the Panthers last year, there wasn't any semblance of offense. Josh, the Panthers shot 24.3% from the field last year, 13.2% from 3. 59.6% from the free throw line. With a new cast of players and what we saw in the warm-ups, a lot of ball movement, a lot of trying to keep the ball from being in the same person's hands for too long. How do you think that can help them with their shot efficiency throughout the year and throughout this game?
Well, you have more players that have more opportunities. You'd rather 5 players with 10 shot attempts than 1 player with 50 shot attempts. You know what I'm saying? And I think you keep that mindset, that next player up mindset, that next possession mindset, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and, as we've noted multiple times here in the pregame show, talking about new faces, new characters, all of that, I think it also makes it easier to implement a team philosophy because you're trying to get everyone bought in. They're all new faces. They're all trying to fit in. It kind of removes the awkwardness from it because everyone can kind of relate with each other. Again, even the two returning players in the team are sophomores. This is their second year playing basketball at the collegiate level, and they know what it's like to be the new kid on the block. So one thing I do want to know is I think shot efficiency or shot selection is going to be very important tonight, Josh. We see at the NBA level, at really any level of basketball, the quality of shot you take will determine your efficiency throughout the night.
Right.
High probability looks.
I agree. And, it's funny you said having a lot of newer players can make you want to, trust the coach. I agree, but I also think that a lot of coaches would say that, hey, they would rather have a player that they've had for the last 3 years, 4 years. They think that they would have more trust with that type of player.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, you got a lot of freshmen, sophomores. That's the majority of your team. You might deal with some young players that they might not be as experienced or have type of situational awareness to know, okay, at this time, I'm not going to take this type of shot. I just missed 2 shots in a row. I'm going to make this pass, Well, even though it is good to have the confidence, to take the next shot, but yeah, you got to let everybody see it.
Well, as you mentioned with continuity, there is a lack of continuity here, but I do think it's fair to point out when you go 0-25 in a season, it's hard to want continuity after that. You go 0-25, you kind of need to shake things up. And obviously last year, things went wrong for the Panthers that went beyond just players on the court. There was more stuff involved there, but when you have 25 losses in 25 games, that has to change tonight. The Panthers have the opportunity to win more games in this season with just one win tonight than they did all of last year. I think that kind of puts less pressure on you almost. It's really hard. You can't do worse than you did last year tonight. And that sounds like a jab, but it's not. I think that puts less pressure on them to be comfortable, take your shots, go out there and do your job and put your best foot forward because it's not like you're following up a team that had an incredible run last year.
I agree. Hey, it looks like the Panthers have a lot of size this year.
Yes.
A lot of athleticism, a lot of movement from the players, and let's see if that translates.
Yeah, and it's a pretty interesting, if you look at the position chart, they've got 4 forwards and they've got 7 guards. So I think that when we look at the composition of this roster, they've got a good combination of size, but also you hope that the speed that guards usually tend to have and their ball handling abilities, those tend to be 2 pros having a guard versus a forward. I think what we've seen in the warmups is they're pretty good at attacking the basket. When they trust themselves to go to the basket so far in the warmups, they've had a good job of doing it. And the jump shots look good. The warm-up drills are pretty fascinating. Again, a lot of priority on ball movement. Josh, what are your 3 keys? The 3 things you need to see tonight from the Panthers in order for them to claim victory?
3 things. I would say definitely intensity, definitely rebounding. So that's the 1. I would say for 2, I'd say get in transition. So good defense, but just moving the ball up the floor. You want to play vertically. You want to get the ball moving forward towards the rim. I think the last one I would say is just efficient basketball. Of course, making your shots, but that's not always going to happen. But you want to make your shots. If you got things going for you, you're hitting the open shots, you're hitting contested shots. It's hard to beat.
And you got to create them, too. At the end of the day, I think your field goal percentage starts with the type of shot you're taking. But I love that you mentioned rebounding because we really haven't talked about that throughout the game or throughout the pregame show. You mentioned size, but I'd be a fool to not mention the value of second chance points, of turning missed shots into possessions. You talk about transition offense. The ability to turn a stop into a score is crucial for winning a basketball game. If you can consistently turn stops into scores, you're going to blow out your opponent.
Right, you're beating them. You're taking their empty possessions and you're making something out of it every time. That's an easy way to either catch up or just take a lead. Just maintain a lead.
And that's also that's an energy depleter. If you're on the defensive side, you're hustling back, you're backtracking, and they're just blowing past you. You're kind of bewildered. You're a little stunned. You don't really know exactly what to do. And again, as we get closer to start time here at the Clark Athletic Center, it's the home opener and the season opener for the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers. Josh, as we get closer to the start of this game, as we get closer to tip-off, what do you think is the most exciting part about opening night, about a season opener like this one?
Most exciting part? That's a great question. I have to say, you never really know who's going to come out and, show what their traits are.
Mhm.
Like if one of these bigs on the Panther squad, if one of these bigs have a double-double, possible double-double, you don't really know what to expect. So if you're watching the game or if you're listening to the game and you end up hearing that, that's something that, you can look forward to for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, when we talk about the ability to start a season new, I just think when you have zeros on the board, on your win column, on the loss column, games played, points scored, assists, rebounds, turnovers, all that stuff, it just paints a beautiful ability to, again, just be able to start anew, start fresh. It's like the first day at school. It's a beautiful day. Everything starts at zero, and you get to write your own story, and we get to see kind of who's going to write their story. And tonight, we're going to find out who's going to write their story. Who will claim victory? Will it be the Panthers? Will it be the Beavers? We'll be right back after this on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio, with excellent basketball. Coming up after this.
Hey, it's about to warm up this fall with some heat. Hip Hop Nation unite and celebrate for Christian's Fire Hip Hop Show. You get to listen to all the good hip hop songs from your favorite artists. If you're listening to boring playlists on your phone, then go online and listen to the real show with some excitement. You can listen to artists like Gucci Mane, Bruno Mars, Young Jeezy, and more. If you want to listen, it starts every Monday at 12 p.m. Monday at 12 p.m. Don't miss out if you want to vibe on some hip hop.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Mami, ¿me puedo sentar en el asiento de adelante solo por esta vez? ¿Porfis?
Aún no, hijo.
¿Pero por qué no?
Porque te amo y aún no estás listo. Ahora, pásate atrás para ponerte en tu asiento de auto, por favor.
Poner a tus hijos en el asiento correcto según su edad y tamaño es un acto de amor. Asegúrate de que tus hijos estén en el asiento correcto en nitsa.gov/protegidos. El amor protege. Un mensaje de NHTSA y Ad Council.
This is Cassidy from the Anti-Groupies, and you're listening to OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio.
Take those fancy boots of yours over to Facebook and become good friends with Old Westbury Web Radio. Look them up at OWWR and hit that follow button. Matter of fact, I'm going to head there right now. Care to join me?
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Respiremos. Inhala profundo. Endereza tu columna. Mantén el enfoque en lo que estás haciendo. Si puedes hacerlo sin peligro, exhala lentamente inclinándote hacia un lado. Inhala y vuelve al medio. Si puedes hacerlo sin peligro, exhala despacio hacia el otro lado. Encuentra recursos de salud mental en conamortumente.org. Un mensaje del Huntsman Mental Health Institute y el Ad Council.
This is OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio.
Whether you're near or far, it doesn't matter. Call in to OWWR at 516-876-4964. That's 516-876-4964. OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio. Listen and be heard.
And we are live here at the Clark Athletic Center. The national anthem being wrapped up here as the Panthers and Beavers get ready for the first game of the women's basketball season at the Clark Athletic Center. The first game for the Panthers, the second game for the Beavers. Starting lineups are set to be announced here as these two teams get ready to try to enter the win column. One winless team, one team that has struggled over the last 2 years will walk away victorious. Josh, you can kind of see the building a little more populated than it was when we first walked in. There's a little more buzz, a little more energy, and I think it all stems from fresh start. A lot of these parents, a lot of these people in the stands are watching their kids put on the SUNY Old Westbury home uniforms and just the SUNY Old Westbury uniforms for the first time ever. Isn't it such an exciting night?
Definitely. And, I think a lot of other freshmen are probably in attendance. So they're here to just see what the team has to offer.
Yeah, and again, we talk about how important this game is for the Panthers. I mean, Josh, this is a statement. If they go out there, I know this is not a great team, but if they go out there and win, and play a great game,
sets off a great precedent.
Exactly. It sets the tone of, hey, this is a different culture. This is a different environment. Look, bad teams, good teams. The Panthers didn't beat a team last year. This is a very, very important moment.
Right.
The energy does look different. This does not look like a team that came off an undefeated season because these players weren't part of it. The majority of them weren't. 9 out of 11 players. 9. New faces, fresh faces, new Panthers debuting.
And with so many new faces, you almost don't want to look at last year's stats.
You almost throw them out the window. I think that's the beauty of it.
Because it's like, okay, I'm looking at these players who they weren't here.
Yep.
That's what they did with, they weren't familiar with the game as much. And a lot of these players just looking out for the warm-ups, it seems like they definitely played some type of basketball, some type of organized basketball before. So
yeah,
I definitely look forward to see what they have to offer.
Yeah, and looking at them, and obviously you can't judge a basketball player solely on their warm-up, but you can kind of get a sense and a feel for their mechanics, for their feel of the game, for their movement, for their intensity, for, honestly, their ability to just look like they know what they're doing. These players, when we saw them warming up, they look, as you mentioned, like they've played organized basketball. This is not new to them. This is not an uncomfortable, unfamiliar environment, but they'll be tested by the game and the game itself, which is going to be just so exciting as we get ready for tip-off here. It is 6:34. We're just a few minutes away. Kind of an homage to the NBA by not starting at 6:30. Is that,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Starting at about 8-9 minutes late. Hey, that's about right.
That would be early for the NBA. The NBA, we're talking, I mean, if a game starts at 7 o'clock or it's supposed to tip off at 7,
we got like 7:15.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. So
we started on the All-Star game. Oh, goodness. You're like an hour of presentation in.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the starters, so it seems like Kayla Moore is starting as a guard. I think our next guard is number 15, Asada Hone. And at the forward spot, Monisa McLeod. We're looking for 2 other starters. They're in the huddle right now.
Yep, we'll get to announce official starting lineups. Again, the PA sound is not going to translate into the broadcast, unfortunately.
Right.
But as we start seeing here, we can put numbers to faces and numbers to names, because we have a lot of new names and new faces to learn here, Josh.
We're definitely going to learn them.
Yep, as, again, just surveying the field, me here, not the most accurate viewer on the planet in terms of eyesight at the moment, as we get ready to look here for the Panthers. Number 23, number 20, number 23 is McLeod, number 20, Lewis getting to start as well, as we're ready to tip off. And the Panthers will have first possession here at the Clark Athletic Center. They take the ball up the court as Panthers trying to find something out right now. Hand off to number 23, or number 20. Lewis driving to the basket, passes out. Back inside to the paint. That's Capola. First shot attempt is missed, but rebound by the Panthers. And they rule a travel, so it'll be a turnover, and the Beavers will have possession here.
All right, well, you see the Panthers already on the boards, and they are the bigger team, so we should expect to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. As Joseph Pascal takes the ball up the court, she's driving on the left side of the court. Hands it off. Beavers trying to get some ball movement going. 3-point attempt, no good. Off the hands of a Panther and a Beaver. Where are they going to roll it? They're going to say
Beaver ball.
It is Beaver ball. That's a great observation, Josh. Josh, what are you seeing early on from terms of ball movement and intensity?
Well, from CCNY, it looks like they're trying to get perimeter shots they don't want to step in the paint with. the trees of Old Westbury.
Yeah, and that's a great point. But as they try to pass the ball around a little bit, but are they ruling another travel? That's 2 consecutive possessions with travel.
Refs are pretty strict.
Hey, they are hawked with all their calls right now as Panthers taking the ball up the court. It is a tie game, 0-0 here in the first quarter. Panthers driving on the left side. That's number 15, Cone. Cone hands it off to Lewis. Lewis looks to the paint, passes off to Capola. Capola, her bank shot, and it's good. It's a 2-point play for the Panthers, and they're up 2-0.
That was a great play, pass along the baseline, the layup under the rim.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Beavers now taking up the court, that's Joseph Pascal. And a 3-point shot from the Beavers is missed, and it's corralled by, it's a little bit of a fight. It's a scrum at the bottom. Beavers come out on top. They still have the ball. A chuck to the rim.
It was a pass.
Clean shot attempt, and it's good for the Beavers. They tie it up here at 2 in the first quarter.
And that was Yasmin Loma Romeo.
As the Panthers now taking the ball up the court, that's Cone with the ball. Handles, trying to create some offense here. She's currently stopped. That's Capola with the screen. Cone getting to the brim. The pass attempt is poor. She passes it out of bounds, and it'll be Beaver ball here in the first quarter.
I like that drive to the middle. She should have just went a little left, and I think that would have been open.
I think maybe more aggressive attack on the rim and trying to take that herself, but I understand trying to get her teammates involved. As that's Joseph Pascal taking the ball up the court for the Beavers. Beavers trying to create some offense here on the perimeter. Clean open shot, but it's a complete and utter whiff. But the Panthers recover the rebound. They have a pass. And the Panthers are fouled on a score attempt. They'll head to the line for their first pair of free throws. Not fouled there was Kyla Moore.
And it's tied up 2-2. We were waiting for these 2 foul attempts.
Yep, it's Kyla Moore at the free throw line. Free throw shooting had been an issue. She drains the first one. Panthers shot under 60% from the free throw line this past year. They drained their first free throw attempt of the year. Moore looking to add on, make it 4-2. Free throws up. And she makes 2 of 2. A strong start for the Panthers. They're up 4-2 here in the first quarter as Joseph Pascal taking the ball up for the Beavers.
And you see the Panthers are in a zone right now, a 1-3-1 zone. And you want to see how effective this will be on the shooting of CCNY.
Yeah, they're disrupting a lot of their passing lanes. Beavers' shot attempt is up, and it's going to rim right in for 2 points, Panthers now tied with the Beavers at 4.
Once again, the outside shot, that was a long 2.
Yep.
And, you should be expecting that if you're a Westbury. You want to stay to the perimeter, tight on the perimeter as much as possible.
Yep, Cone getting a lot of pressure up the perimeter. Lewis trying to take the ball up the court, but she's surrounded by Beavers. Where are they going to rule it?
Looks like a jump ball.
Slipped up a player on the Beavers.
Looks like a jump ball.
It'll be jump ball, but nasty fall from one of the Beavers. That's number 22. Or no, excuse me, ruling it Beaver ball. That was number 22, I believe it was. I don't know if they have a 22 on the roster here, but tough fall for them there as the Beavers now have the ball. It's 4-4. Joseph Pascal taking the ball up the court. Hands it off. Outside shot. And it's going to roll into the...
That was Poland.
Yeah, that's a great... They've gotten a lot of really good jump shot opportunities. They have not, as you mentioned, really gone into the paint and scored. They've been a lot of long twos, mid-range shots. Josh, how can they disrupt some of those shot attempts?
Yeah, like I said, you want to stay tighter on the perimeter. It looks like that's what they're looking for. That one time, that was that little runner from Poland, that was the first shot inside the paint that they made. And I think that was just because the Panthers were drawn out to the perimeter. And it seems like that's what's going to keep happening if you stay tight out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And allow any open shots. It's kind of unacceptable so far because all it takes is like one dribble to the side, one little sidestep, or one quick pass, and somebody's open. You want to stay tight.
Should be noted the field goal attempt leader for the Beavers in their last contest that came against Farmingdale was Colin. She had 16 attempts from the field. She only made 4 of them, but still an aggressive shooter. She's going to take the ball into her hand and she's going to try and make some offense happen. Panthers now taking the ball up the court. It's not Cone taking the ball up the court this time. They have someone else as the ball handler.
Kayla Moore.
Kayla Moore had the 2 free throws to make it 4-4. Panthers now trailing 6-4. Moving the ball around healthily. Lewis just dumps it off to Moore. Moore currently has it, trying to create some offense. Panthers trying to move around some off-ball movement here. Capola surrounded by Beavers. And she is fouled and they'll inbound it in.
I think you want to look for Lewis more on that wing. It looks like they're having Lewis come off the wing.
We're kind of seeing the inexperience a little bit in terms of not really knowing when to pull the trigger on a shot and when not to, as they inbound successfully. Panthers currently have it. Trying to find a way to generate offense, that being Cone. Cone turns it over.
Right idea, but wrong execution.
Yeah, as the Beavers now have it. Joseph Pascal dumps it off to the perimeter. That's Colin. Colin completely misses. Complete air ball there. Rebounded by Cone. Cone long pass to Lewis. Lewis to Moore, but the Beavers disrupted the passing lane there, but the Panthers will still retain possession there as the deflection went out of bounds.
High energy coming out of that timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. These two teams playing excellent defensively. Offensively, it's been a struggle, but they'll try and, that being the Panthers, they're going to try and generate some offense here. Cone will inbound the pass.
Inbound it from the baseline, under the rim.
She has it to Lewis. Lewis back to Cone. Cone driving to the rim, loses the handle. It is out of bounds. The Beavers will take over.
It was like you called it, the inexperience, as you see Lewis drove into Cone's driving lane, and they kind of ran into each other or sent the defender into one another, and it was a turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen too many turnovers so far from the Panthers. Panthers now on the defensive side. Joseph Pascal, that layup is not good. And she tries again on the second chance rebound. Not going to get that to go either. Panthers now have the ball up. Cone, deep pass to Moore. Moore currently has it, but she was outnumbered there in the paint. And the Panthers are going to turn it over again, it seems. The ruling is it will remain Panther ball here. They rule that the Beavers were the last to touch it as it went out of bounds. As Panthers will determine who's going to have the inbound pass, it looks like it'll be Cone. Cone will inbound for the Panthers. Panthers on their side of the court trying to generate some offense. They've gone cold ever since a early 4-2 lead. Cone dumps it off to Moore. Moore currently has it. Is she going to set the screen? She is, but Moore doesn't go that way. Moore stays with it. She's at the perimeter. She's heavily defended, heavily guarded, passes it off. And the Panthers are unable to generate offense there on a shot attempt from the Cloud. The Cloud wasn't able to get that one to go. Beavers pick up the rebound. Beavers taking the ball up the court. They currently have it. That's Joseph Pascal who has it. She's dribbling around a little bit. Dumps it off to Colin. Colin dumps it off to Joseph Pascal. And there's a foul ruled against the Panthers. Joseph Pascal looked to be losing control of the basketball, but Panthers ruled for the foul there.
That foul was on Lewis, number 20.
Yeah, tough offensive showing so far for the Panthers. They've gone ice cold here. They're just trying to maintain the Beavers, slow them down, contain them on offense, and hope to get hot themselves on the offense side of the ball. It is 6-4 here in the first quarter. We're almost halfway through the first quarter. Dump off Joseph Pascal running to the rim, and she's going to get stopped and ruled for a travel. Great eye there, Josh.
Just looking at the refs' hand motions, it was automatic for them.
Yep, it was an aggressive drive to the rim, but Joseph Pascal unable to keep the dribble in motion. It'll be Cone taking the ball up the court more. To her right, she's running up with her. The two guards for the Panthers.
Spacing seems to be the issue for the Panthers.
Yeah, not a lot of space inside the paint.
They're trying to drive, but they're also trying to find shots in the paint, but they're not getting clear looks at the paint.
It was an example of that there. The Panthers tried to create a pass across the perimeter, and it was immediately broken up by the Beavers. The ball was not controlled by any individual player, but the Panthers were ruled to have fouled one of the Beaver players while the scrum began. So the Beavers will have the ball here. It'll be Joseph Pascal taking the ball up the court for the Beavers, the usual ball handler for the roster. Again, just not a lot of free-flowing offense here for the Panthers early on.
No. Right now, the Beavers are relying on perimeter shooting, and it seems like it's kind of been working, but they're not hitting all their shots either. So if you're rooting for the Beavers, you want them to hit their looks.
Yep, and that's Ramos right now, number 13, with the ball dribbling around, trying to create a jump shot. It's up. It's no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Panthers currently have it. They're going to try and take it up the court, and the Panthers are fouled, trying to take the ball up there. They're saying the foul is against the Panthers.
Surprised that wasn't a fast break foul. That was in the backcourt.
And that foul is on Amanda Fisher of the Beavers. Panthers will take the ball up the court. It'll be Cone. Cone will take the ball up the court. She currently has it, trying to drive towards the basket. It'll be Moore with the ball in her hands, trying to get some separation. Her pass is deflected, but she's going to get a shot attempt off. Panthers able to get the rebound, the second chance point, a rebound and a point for Coppola. It is tied up at 6.
And the Panthers get right back on defense. You like to see that. But they allow a player to drive straight to the rim, and she unfortunately missed. And Cone is coming up with the rebound, passes off to Moore. Moore is at center court, passes back to Cone, top of the key. Cone is surveying the options, gets a screen from Coppola, gets a lefty layup, and is good.
A smooth drive to the basket. And I've got to say, this is the best. These are the 2 best offensive possessions they've had as a team so far in this contest. It's Joseph Pascal with the ball in her hand. She dumps it off to her teammate. They're trying to create some offense. Colin currently has it. She's, again, their team leader in attempts.
Looks like really great defense by the Panthers. And the ref agrees. The ref calls an offensive foul, it seems.
Yes, they ruled it an offensive foul. The Panthers will now take over possession. That was a hard fall from Colin. She's taken 2 hard falls, one from a ref, and then one on that possession there. Colin will take the ball up the court for the Panthers, as she usually does. She's with Moore on the front side, or the top of the key. She's dribbling around, trying to create some offense here. Panthers had a wide open 3-point attempt, but they did not take it. Maybe didn't feel comfortable with the shooter. Number 21 will take it. That's Brianna, and she missed the shot. Colin's going to have the rebound. She's taking the ball off the court. She's driving to the rim. Passes it back to Joseph Pascal. Pascal loses her hand a little bit there, has to retreat. She's at the perimeter, and pass is deflected by the Panthers, but rebounded right back to the Beavers. And it's a foul against the Beavers, or against the Panthers there. The Beavers will get a chance at 2 here, trailing by 2 in this first quarter. It's 8-6 for those just joining us. It is 3:16 left in the clock in the first quarter. A lot of great defense here, Josh. I think that's the theme of the game so far.
From the Panthers for sure, but you want to transition that into offense. As you see, Ashley Subervy with the 2 foul shots coming up.
That's number 24 for those unaware. She's a sophomore. She is from, and she will be taking those 2. The first shot is good. It is 8-7 now. She will try to make it 2 of 2. So far, the Panthers got 2 free throw attempts. That was from Kyla Moore. She made both of them. And now we will see if the Beavers can respond with their own 2 straight free throws. And nope, it's a miss from the Beavers. So it'll be 8-7. Panthers picked up the rebound. That's Cone taking the ball up the court once again. Dumps it off to Moore. Moore has it. Trying to drive to the rim. He passes it back out. And Cone now has it. But her pass is picked off by the Beavers. Beavers currently have it. They're going to take it up the court.
Defense is definitely the game tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Joseph Pascal trying to drive to the basket. Jump shot from the Beavers. The air ball. Panthers rebound it. They're trying to figure out and get their offense set up.
Somebody open the door in here?
Yeah, not a great shot. Not a great execution on the shot. Moore now taking the ball up the court. She'll run the point for this play. Coppola runs the screen. Moore gets some separation. 3-point play. No good. Rebound. Tough rebound, but yep, they lost control there. Panthers really again, it's not that they're not getting good shot attempts. It's not that they're not getting possessions. They're just kind of struggling to execute once they at the finish.
It's the little things that are missing. You know, you want to. A lot of guys aren't. A lot of the girls aren't getting into position on boxing out. Mm-hmm. You know, the bigs are. You know, with OWWR being a bigger team, you want to see them box out more.
Absolutely. As Joseph Pascal took the ball up the court, Beavers currently have it. It's getting louder in the clock. It's by the Panthers. Panthers currently have it. Taking it up the court is Cone. Cone surveying the offense. She's driving to the rim. She dumps it off the Coppola. Coppola
gets fouled.
And she'll have a shot at 2. The Clark Athletic Center is buzzing here, Josh. I like the energy.
I like
hearing the fan, the student section this loud.
And, you know, I did fear that it would be low attendance and there wouldn't be that much fan engagement, but clearly that is not the case. It is definitely getting amped up in here. And it's only the first quarter. It's still 2 minutes left in the first, but, you know, it's early.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coppola will take 2 free throw attempts here. It is 8-7 Panthers. We have a little over 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Her first free throw attempt. It's up. And it rolls in, just barely rolls in. Panthers now 3 for 3 from the free throw line. It was a big issue for them this past year. So far, 3 for 3. Coppola will look to make it a 3-point gain. And she does. She swishes that one. Joseph Pascal taking the ball up the court. She's trying to catch a Panthers sleeping. She sees Colin to her right.
They're leaving number 10 wide open.
Yep, as the Beavers trying to generate some offense, they have it in the paint. Panthers well defended, well guarded here. Ugly shot attempt for the Beavers. Rebounded by the Panthers. Cone taking it up on the left side. She gets past her defender. No, she does not. She's still on her vertical. Moore has it. Moore passes it back out, but there's no Panthers home. the Beavers trying to generate a transition point here. They've got the fast break. Are they going to score?
Great defense by the Panthers, it seems. Yep,
they're going to roll.
Jump ball, but it was stolen by the Panthers.
And that could have gotten ugly there, Josh. I mean, the Panthers,
they stopped the fast break early.
Yeah, it seemed that the Panthers weren't sure if there was going to be a backcourt violation if they went to go after the ball. The Beavers, sensing some level of confusion, went out there and just attacked the basket. But now the Panthers will have a chance.
And I think that pass by Cone was a little too reckless because Moore wasn't able to catch it and necessarily, secure the possession of the ball, had to throw it back out, and that's what led to the turnover.
And it seems there was a foul because Cappola's at the free throw line again. She's going to take another shot. That's her third free throw, her third make. It's now 11-7. Panthers have their first multi-possession lead of the game.
If the Panthers aren't hitting the field goals, at least the free throws are going, and that could be the deciding factor. It's a rebound it's made. It's a foul. All over the back. Yeah. Wow.
That was brilliant. That is brilliant. We talk about the importance of rebounding. You talk about the importance of rebounding. And we're seeing it early on here.
Yeah, I mean, I just pointed out the size difference, and I think it matters.
Absolutely. As it'll be the Panthers taking 2 free throws. They drill. That's their 6. They've made 5 out of 6 so far. I believe that is Fowler who are taking the 2 free throws here for the Panthers. She made her first one. It is 12-7. She'll look to make it 13-7. She misses. Panthers almost get the rebound, but the Beavers recover it. It's Joseph Pascal taking the ball up the court. She's trying to use her speed to kind of keep the Panther defense off guard. Colin from 3. No good. Panthers rebound.
I will say Joseph Pascal was left wide open, and they're giving her the Ben Simmons treatment.
No, they are really letting her stand out there on the perimeter, but they haven't really gotten punished by it yet. Good screen for the Panthers, and they're fouled. They called a travel.
I don't really understand that one. I mean, it looks like she dropped her foot, but I mean, I think that was a natural motion.
Hey, they're being strict with this. So if you're a Panther or a Beaver, you need to be very strict. We need to be very close-eyed on that.
Old school calls.
Yeah, the Panthers did not put any pressure on the perimeter there on the inbound pass, and they were rewarded for it.
They call a foul on the Panthers.
Yeah, that is a foul called against the Panthers. Well, the Beavers have 2. It seems like they will not.
No, they'll be inbounding under the basket, under Beaver basket.
The Beavers looking to generate some offense here. They trail 12-7. 3-point attempt from Colin is no good. We know that she'll take a lot of shots. Not very efficient in her last game. Panthers rebound. Transition offense.
Pass is too strong. They're getting too excited, throwing the passes too high.
Too much on that one. A little too much mustard, and the Beavers will now take over. It's 12-7. We're with under a minute left in this first quarter. 52.2 seconds. Beavers looking to try and generate some offense and close this gap a little bit. They take the ball up the court.
And the Beavers, they cannot be spared to go to the paint. They want any chance at winning this game.
Absolutely. That jump shot, it's no good for the Beavers. They're going to have the advantage. 2-on-1. Can they get there? No, they'll slow it down. Wise choice here as the Beavers had someone trailing the Panthers. Jump shot attempt, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers.
I look around for a pass right now. Another pass.
Deflected off the hands of a Beaver, so it'll retain for the Panthers. But as you mentioned, not a great pass attempt there. It was immediately deflected by multiple Beavers.
Yeah, I thought that right corner was, a better decision and just keep moving it around.
Yeah.
Okay, a timeout seems to be a little bit of never mind.
Court cleanup?
Seems like court cleanup, and it seems like a substitution was made.
Yep, it'll be Cone inbounding the ball for the Panthers. On the court right now, we have Brianni Belizar. We have Coppola, one of the top scorers in the game so far. Fowler is on the court as well. Fowler will actually have the ball in her hands for this. She drives to the rim. She's not fouled. She just loses it as she goes to the rim. Do you think maybe there was a little bit of contact there?
It looked like it.
It was inbound, so
it was knocked out by a Beaver, but it seemed like that swipe was contact filled.
Yeah, as the Panthers have the pass deflected back to Brianna. She's stripped of the ball. Beavers will now have a chance to take it up with 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Beavers currently have it at the top of the key. Jump shot is
in the corner.
Good. Quick offense for the Beavers, and the clock will run out in the first quarter, and it'll end 12-9 in this first quarter. Panthers have the early lead, and Panthers, it was a weird kind of first quarter, but they have a 3-point lead. We'll be right back for the second quarter after this. And And we are back here for the second quarter of action between the Panthers and Beavers. Panthers 12-9 lead here. The Beavers trailing by 3. They'll have the inbound to start the second quarter. Beavers inbound of Joseph Pascal. Pascal driving to the rim. Has a defender on her. Disrupted there. Stopped by the Panthers. Panthers, great defense on Pascal there. Disrupt the passing lane by the Panthers. They'll take it up the court. Pass attempt almost turned over by the Panthers. They're trying to escape from some traffic in the paint. Panthers currently have it. That's Moore with the ball in her hands. Walker to her left. She just checked into the game. Panthers looking to generate some offense. Jump shot blocked by the Beavers, but kept alive and deflected. Oh, the Beavers create a turnover. Panthers now on the defensive side. Joseph Pascal driving to the rim. The runner, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Panthers, they'll have advantage. Clear shot to the rim. Will they get it through? No good. Beavers will rebound it. And it'll be Beaver ball here. Josh, no shortage of action to start the second quarter.
No, right back at it.
Yeah, no shortage of action. What a crazy, crazy sequence. But, turnovers have been the issue for the Panthers so far in this contest. That is their 13th turnover of the game so far, and we're just in the second quarter.
And if you were the coach of the Panthers, is that what you would tell them, to cut down the turnovers?
I would say you've got to be less risky with the pass. Slow the game down. When you generate a turnover, you get a rebound. You don't need it. You're in the lead. Right. You've got command of the game. Right. They have to generate offense. You get your guys in place, or gals in place, Get your people in place. Make sure your offense is set. Do not turn the basketball over.
I agree, and I think their defense is already where it should be, so they just got to maintain the energy.
They have a 15-9 rebound advantage. The Beavers now taking the ball up the court. Colin has the ball in her hand. She dumps it off to Joseph Pascal. They're letting her stand at the perimeter, and the Panthers break up a passing lane. They create a turnover, but they turn it over themselves late.
No, it's a foul on number 2.
It'll be a foul called against the Panthers, the Beavers. Against the Beavers. The Panthers will now have it. They'll take it up the court. Moore will be the inbounder, and it'll be Walker to take up the ball.
Right.
CCNY looking to talk it over here after a pretty wild start to the second quarter. Josh, what are you seeing so far with the Panthers, even while they have made a lot of mistakes that could help them close this game out?
Even though they are turning the ball over, their energy is all over the place.
Yeah.
And you can see it all in their game. You can see it in the rebounding. You can see it in the type of shots that they're taking, looking to get to the rim more, looking to slash more, even if it's not really happening. I think they got to maintain a confidence to just take the ball and actually dribble it towards the rim. They think they keep dribbling it back out, recovering it to the perimeter, and then trying to dish a pass towards the paint. And that's why I keep getting picked off. I think that's a little too predictable. I think you got to just take a drive to the rim and see what you get. If you draw in multiple defenders, I think you go up anyway.
Yeah.
I think you go up anyway. Or, they're busy trying to look for the pass, but they can't really find the pass. They're too busy getting trapped.
Yeah, you got to find a way to keep the ball either A, moving, or B, just get a shot off. As the Panthers almost backpick there, they got pressure on the Panthers. Panthers lose cover of the ball. They have it now, but it's going to be a jump ball. And that's exactly what we talked about, taking care of the basketball. They've had a little bit of an issue, that being the Panthers. Not a little bit of an issue. A big issue taking care of the basketball. Looked like it was going to be a jump ball, but I think they're just going to let the Panthers.
Panthers are going to inbound it. It's not a turnover.
Yes, as it's Moore with the inbound. She'll inbound to Capola. Capola has it. Dumps it off to Moore. Moore.
Ooh.
She's going to have a separation here. Jump shot.
Yeah, corner shot was the one.
She almost had it go through, but the Panthers rebounded it, and now the Beavers will rebound. Ooh, could have argued for a foul there for the Beavers.
Right.
The Beavers take the ball off the court now. Joseph Pascal has it. Joseph Pascal sizing up the defense. Trying to slice through, pass off to Colin. Colin immediately met with pressure from Moore.
And immediately ran off the perimeter, too.
Yep. And even Colin on the perimeter. And Colin will have an open shot attempt. It's no good. Panthers will rebound. That was a really clean look for Colin. She was unable to translate that into points.
And if you're the Panthers, you don't need to gamble on passes like that. You just got to, they call it a legal screen on
moving screen.
Follow.
Yep. And it'll be 12-9 still. It will remain. No one has scored so far in the second quarter, and we're almost we're over 2 minutes into the quarter. So really, really weird game going on here.
Yeah, like I was saying, if you're the Panthers on defense, you definitely want to just stay put. It seems like the defense being set is definitely helping them helping them maintain the lead.
Yeah. As Joseph Pascal drives.
Whoa.
They rule a travel? Are they ruling against
even the fans in Westbury? They're saying that was a bucket. I don't know about that.
That looked like that was
like a clean Euro step with contact. I wonder what the ref saw.
I think they saw a travel or something of the sort. As the Panthers now taking the ball up the court, that will be Cone taking the ball up the court. She will return on the court. Coppola trying to set the screen, but she won't be able to. Dumped off to Fowler. Fowler trying to beat her defender. She almost loses control, but their handle was great there. Cone now has it. Cone.
Great.
Coppola.
Great.
Clark Athletic Center getting loud here. Panthers with a 5-point lead. It's 14-9. Joseph Pascal dumps it off to the perimeter. Beavers trying to get something in the rim, and the shot is wild. That was not a competitive shot from the Beavers. Panthers taking them off the court. That's more. Sizing up the defense, looking to see what she's going to do there. There's too much there to Cone.
Yeah, way too high. That's the second time that's happened from Moore.
And that's on the passer, not the catcher. I mean, there's no real...
I mean, you're throwing a one hand like it's a football.
That's and that's very difficult to do.
And then it's towards the sideline. Yeah, of course it's going out of bounds.
Absolutely. Joseph Pascal will take the ball up the court for the Beavers. He's been the primary ball handler for them tonight. They dump it off the perimeter. 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Panthers currently have it.
Moore pushing up the floor in the fast break, looking to attack. Poland rings it out to the 3-point line.
Moore was able to dribble out of some trouble there.
Down the middle.
Attempt. Ooh. No, at all, nothing that she made contact with. But Coppola also took a shot that didn't make any contact with anything. Colin takes the ball off the court from Pascal. She'll dump it off to Pascal, who almost turns it over. Bad pass there.
It was a turnover, and
that's an easy 2 for the Panthers, and it's 16-9.
Real loud in the Clark Athletic Center.
Yeah, that was easy baskets there for the Panthers, and CCNY will look to talk it over with a timeout here. Just call a timeout. Sorry.
It is now a 7-point lead for the Panthers. So this is what the defense. This is what I meant when I said you don't need to gamble on passes. The defense is already there. You already just got to stay put, move your hands, move your feet, get in transition, and make your layups.
They're already creating the number advantages for them. They're already having fast breaks, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2 type of situations. You just got at this point. You got a 7-point lead. I'm not saying it's an insurmountable lead, but. You just got to protect your lead. Just got to protect. Win every quarter. That's all you got to do, even if it's by a slim margin. If you win the rest, if you keep pace with them the rest of the game, you will win this ball game. You've got to be a little less reckless with the basketball.
I wonder if I'm able to interview a referee on what they saw on a certain call, on a certain play, because I still am wondering about that layup.
Yeah, I thought Joseph Pascal had a clean N1. I thought the whistle was for contact. I mean, that's what I would assume. But this place, I mean, it's really nice to see the place this packed, Josh. I mean, it is a loud, there's an active crowd here at the Clark Athletic Center.
Energizing.
Yeah, absolutely. As out of the timeout, CCNY trailing by 7. The Panthers, 7-point lead if you're just joining us. It's the second quarter of the season opener for the Panthers. They're looking for their first win in over a year. Over a year, Josh. And
new roster, new faces, and it looks like a new team, and looks like some new wins are on the way.
Yeah, that's the hope if you're the Panthers. And Joseph Pascal will take the ball up the court. That's for the Beavers. Beavers have been really running a lot of their offense with Pascal taking the ball up the court for them. Pascal trying to cut through the defense, and she's going to turn the ball over. The Panthers have it. Cone will take it up for the Panthers. She slows it down, has one on her. She'll try and size up defense, trying to get around her defender. She's going to be unable to.
Looks like Cone was fouled right there.
Potentially dumped off the Fowler. Fowler trying to drive to the basket. She's unable to keep control of the basketball, but she still has it. Cone now has it in her hands.
Cone has to get aggressive. You got to.
And it's a pass that's off the foot of a Panther, but Fowler able to get to the rim. Is it going to go in? It's not going to roll in. Rebounded by the Panthers. Fowler, nothing there. Panthers so close to an extra pair of 2 points, but instead it'll be Beaver ball. Beavers currently have it, trying to take it up the court.
Ramos with the fast break layup, and it's good, coast to coast with the right hand.
Wow. Phenomenal play there from the Beavers and Ramos. Great. That's a great transition play right there.
Right, she just ran past the defense because the defense was in front of her at first.
Yeah, they couldn't get back in time, and the Panthers now have it, and it'll be Cone trying to take the ball, trying to size up their defender.
Ooh, nice little shake and bake. Whoa, a defender fell. Yeah, a defender fell.
Can the Panthers take advantage of the... Nope, they won't be able to take advantage because the Beavers get right back up. That's a tough fall to get back up from so quickly. Panthers trying to create something here. They need to get something moving. Coppola, unable to receive the pass properly. Beavers now have it. Ramos, Colin, And she will not get it to go, Panthers. Oh, no, they will get it to go.
But it is now 16-13.
So 4 very quick points for the Beavers, and the Panthers now.
Panthers just got to take care of the ball. That's really it.
As they dump it off, and it'll be an easy 2-point attempt, but unable to get it through, that being Brianni there. As Colin taking the ball up the court, she'll try and get the What a play for the Beavers.
The crowd cannot believe it. They're in utter disbelief.
And the Beavers went from down 7 to having a chance to tie it in the span of just a few plays. Talk about transition offense.
And you can see kind of what I'm talking about with the gambling, where players are rotating on the Panthers where they don't need to rotate. They're coming out of position where they don't need to. And so, CCNY, they're just finding lanes and just going for layups because they're not even used to taking layups. They've been taking perimeter shots this whole time. But they just got 2 back-to-back layups.
17 shots for the Panthers have come inside the 3-point arc. So the Panthers not really giving the Beavers a reason to respect them at the perimeter. The Beavers tie it up on a 3-point play from Colin, who was fouled after creating an excellent shot and making it. Colin will take the ball up for the Panthers. Panthers tied at 16 here in the second quarter.
Colin needs a screen or something.
Yeah, you see, they need to try and find a way to create something either in the paint or at least make them respect the jump shot from 3. Panthers dump it off the cone, and it's going to be a travel against a jump ball. Is that what they said? That's not what they said.
I'm not sure what call that was.
Not sure if that was either. That's a weird play. But Panthers will lose possession. They turn the ball over. Beavers will now have a chance to take their first lead since the first quarter. They've stormed back down 7 to make the Panthers and make this crowd go quiet. Colin, drive to the basket. No good. Is it going to be rebounded by the Panthers? It will not. Beavers will have a second chance point. Jump shot. Ramos.
It's good.
That is a 2-point play. It is 18-16. Panthers trailing by 2 with a little over 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Moore will have it. She dumps it off to Brianni. Brianni almost fumbled it. Moore now has it again. Moore trying to generate some form of offense. She almost loses her step. She almost loses the ball. Cone will now have it. Cone trying to generate some form of offense for the Panthers. She dumps it off Coppola. Easy shot attempt, and she makes it. Tied here at 18. Coppola when she gets that bank shot off, she doesn't usually make those. They got to keep trying to find a way to feed her that.
Right. They got to run to the left side of the court. They keep running to the right side of the court. That's what makes it predictable.
Yeah, as Cola now has the ball, she's trying to shake loose, dumps it off to her teammate. They're running the offense through Ramos now, who's checked in for Joseph Pascal. Panthers rebound off the miss. More risky pass. Can she get there in time? She can't. She generates the point. 2-point play layup. Panthers take a 2-point lead.
Nice fast break layup as Beavers, they come right back up on the right wing, and they're surveying, get a top of the key shot.
Point attempt from the Beavers. It's no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Panthers now have it. They're taking the ball off the court. About 2.5 minutes here to go in the second quarter. It'll be Cone. Cone has it. Dribbling up the court. Sizing up the defense. Slowing things down. She drives to the rim. Coppola, left side. 3-point attempt. No good. Rebounded by Colin. Colin has it. Almost turns it over. Does she? Will she? No, she will not. She dumps it off to her teammate Ramos. Ramos now has it. Panthers, they get back in time. Will they be able to defend a jump shot here? They got a hand up, and the Panthers able to rebound off the miss, but are they going to rule?
Nope, it rolled out of bounds.
Rolled out of bounds. Beavers will retain possession here on their side of the court, right under the basket.
And so I'd like to ask you, what are you seeing out of the Beavers so far? On offense, especially.
They're generating a lot of jump shots. They're taking and making. And when you're taking jump shots, you can either get very hot or very cold. And right now they're hot. Colin, 3-point attempt. No good, off the hands of a Beaver defender, and it'll be an inbound off the hands of a Panther defender, it'll be inbound for the Beavers.
Yeah, Beavers will take it out. Looks like that will be number 13. Ramos passes that out.
Joseph Pascal's jump shot was no good, and it was now a turnover for the Beavers. They had the jump shot deflected. And on the rebound attempt, the Beavers unable to corral it, roll out of bounds, and the Panthers will now inbound it with a little over 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. It's been a thrilling second quarter, a lot more offense on both sides here. It's 20-18. Panthers have reclaimed the lead after blowing a 7-point lead temporarily.
I'm looking forward to see what the second half looks like for sure.
Oh, absolutely. You do not want to miss the second half here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. Panthers will take it up the court, immediately met with pressure. Colin past the half-court line. Moore trying to get past the defenders. The Panthers will pass it out. Moore will receive the ball again. trying to size up the defense and figure out what she's going to do there. She have an opening. Capola.
Great pass.
Go in again. 22-18. She's had a phenomenal game so far for the Panthers.
They're dishing it off to Capola on that left block, and it's been automatic.
She's a 6-footer, the lone 6-footer for both sides. So she does have a size advantage. She can shoot over people. Beavers currently have the ball, trying to drive and create some offense. In response to the Panthers' run here. Jump shot. It's good for the Beavers. A 2-point play there. It is 22-20 here in the second quarter. A minute and a half left in the quarter. Panthers.
And their spacing has definitely been killing the Panthers because the Panthers are a physical team.
And they have to respect the jump shots. They have to. Panthers receive it. Now they have it here in the second quarter. They now have it and more. Trying to generate some offense. Passes it off to her teammate. She's trying to dance out of trouble. Can she? Capola, bank shot, same spot. She misses it. Rebounded by the Beavers. Beavers on the fast break, trying to tie this up here. Can they? Ramos taking up the ball up the court. She slows it down, waiting for the rest of her teammates. Trying to control the tempo a little bit more here. And they're ruling a travel or a foul. Whatever it is, it will be a turnover.
A 3-second or, a 5-second. I'm not sure. It looked like the ref was angling his hand like he was counting and then blew his whistle. So it looks like some type of violation.
Yeah, defensive violation or offensive violation for the Beavers. Panthers will take it over up to trying to close out this quarter with the lead still. They have a little bit of an advantage here in terms of size, but they haven't been able to utilize it in the paint because they haven't been able to generate jump shots, and they turn it over.
Looks like a foul.
Yep. You're right. It will not be turned over here.
Black and foul on number 15. Oh, 25. Sorry.
Ramos with the foul there, so the Panthers will be able to inbound here, trying to get something to close out the quarter and extend their lead. It's a 2-point lead, only a 1-possession lead, something that can be very easily turned into a deficit.
Got to look at Capola.
Yep, got to look at, but they've got to remain unpredictable. That's the tough part here. Capola, one of the options, get the inbound pass, and she fell at the rim, that being number 23. That's Fowler, or McLeod, excuse me. McLeod fouled at the rim. She'll have an opportunity to extend.
So it looks like the Panthers are going to get the Beavers in foul trouble, and that might be the deciding factor of this game. You get players in foul trouble, they can't play, get fouled out. It's hard to beat that.
Panthers missed the first free throw attempt, that being from McLeod.
When you can't play defense, you can't get physical against a physical team. How are you supposed to match up?
Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. Especially when we talk about having the size advantage for the Panthers, if they're able to use that to their advantage. Second free throw attempt is no good. Capola tried to get the rebound, but she was out. She was beat by a Beaver. So it remains a 2-point game. Panthers missed 2 of their free throws in that possession. Joseph Pascal trying to size up, getting a jump shot off. It will not go. Panthers able to rebound it. A little over 30 seconds left here. Will they try and just slow this thing down?
Looks like it.
Now, there is a shot clock. It's a little bit longer than the one in the NBA, but I think the game plan here is to try and cut as much clock down as possible. More trying to drive to the basket. Are they going to turn it over? Yes, they will. That's a costly turnover, potentially.
Their player, number 23, was not expecting that pass at all.
Yeah, McLeod was not ready for the pass. Joseph Pascal will take it up for the Beavers. Pascal, is she fouled or is it a turnover?
It looks like it's definitely going Beaver ball.
Yep. As the Panthers.
Substitutions being made.
Yep, Panthers will have to try and defend with 9.5 seconds to keep their lead going into the second half.
Cone is in. Davis is in for the Panthers.
You think it's interesting there? Actually, it might be appropriate to not really have your size out there. You kind of need your guards to defend the perimeter.
Right.
Inbound is successful for the Beavers. Colin's guarded heavily. Can the Beavers get somebody to shake three? Jump shot attempt. No good. Rebounded by the Panthers. The Panthers retain their 22-20 lead. They lead by 2 going into the second half, but don't go anywhere because the Panthers and the Beavers are going to kick off their second half shortly. It's been an exciting first half. We'll be right back here on OWWR, Old Westbury Web Radio.
Welcome back to the Clark Athletic Center. We are here during halftime performance, but Ryan, that first half was hectic.
Yeah,
great energy, a lot of defense, a lot of shooting. Just overall, what did you see from our Panthers?
Well, I think early on, Capola, 14 points in that first half. That's more than half of the Panther offense. 14 of their 22 points came from one player. She's shooting 5 of 9 from the field. That's over 55% if you're doing the math at home. She's had a phenomenal game, but for the rest of the Panthers, a lot of turnovers, a lot of inefficiency. It's been the issue for them in this game. The turnovers have kept the Beavers in the ballgame.
How do you feel about Cone? I'm getting mixed feeling. I feel like Cone is really good ball handler, good bringing it up the floor and making decisions. But when it comes to the decision making, she's been good. And then there's been some bad plays. There's been some cross-court turnovers. There's been some turnovers intercepted towards the paint, and just getting picked off dribbling, So I think that just comes with it being the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And I think getting more comfortable, getting more familiar with this level of defense, I think I hope to see better games in the future from Cone because, there's potential there.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to attack Cone as the primary ball handler. Remember, she's a freshman. It's her first collegiate game.
Right.
She had 6 turnovers, 2 assists. That ratio has to improve, not just in the future, in this second half, in order for the Panthers to claim victory. Another thing I want to point out here is that they have been doing a very good job on the boards. The Panthers had 25 rebounds compared to 19 from the Beavers. Panthers shooting 8 from 25 from the field, which is great, but Beavers 9 of 34, not great either. The Panthers are the only team to make a 3-point play.
That's interesting. That's an interesting stat because watching the game, you see a lot of spacing from the Beavers, and you see them shooting long distance shots.
Look at, you mentioned that as well. The points in the paint, 14 for the Panthers and 10 for the Beavers. They've also got, in terms of fouls, the Beavers have created more fouls. They have 9. They've committed more fouls. They have 9 so far in the game. In terms of total turnovers, it's 17-12, 17 being for the Panthers, 12 for the Beavers. So you can kind of look at it both ways and say both sides have had their fair share of mistakes. For the Panthers, it's turnovers. For the Beavers, it's fouls and just not generating, not hitting their jump shots. And that's really it right now.
And it's funny because the Beavers, they're resorting to jump shots, but they have been benefiting off of going to the paint and getting layups. I mean, we saw number 13, Jocelyn Ramos, she got a rebound, came down on the left side of the court, and just got a right-hand layup. And then the next possession was a and one by Ashley Cullen. And that's what tied up the game after a 7-point deficit,
Yeah, and it's important to know it's been a lot more diversity on the offensive side. You have 7 points for Cullen, 6 points for number 30 on the Beavers, and 4 points for Ramos. So there's a lot of distribution in offense here, which has been really interesting to watch these two different styles. And that's Loma Romero, that's number 30, who I referenced to just a moment ago. It's a lot different, the two different forms of offense here. But I think for the Panthers, you again need to limit the turnovers, generate more efficient shot attempts, and you got to create some form of spacing.
They have to. They're letting 2 people sit on each block, and that's not. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work when you have more trying to drive down the middle, and then you have 2 centers or 2 big in the paint.
Yeah.
So you have 3 players in the paint, and you're trying to look for a shot. It's not going to be there. I can see that they are trying to draw defensive attention away from the paint. So they're trying to draw players away toward, I guess, the right side of the court, and that's when they'll dish it off to the left side where Coppola's at. But I think they got to find a better job at finding Coppola. I think just a simple pick and roll could work.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think they just got to navigate it better.
Pick and roll, even a pick and pop, just to say, hey, the jump shot, you got to put it in their head.
Yeah, I have a long distance midi. You can't just leave me out here either. You can't just sit in the paint on me either.
Right, because if they've had plays where they can generate separation at the perimeter, they just can't do it in the paint, and that makes sense. You're at a size advantage. You're not going to you can't give them any space in the paint or inside. Right. I mean, realistically, you might not even be able to give them space in the long mid-range shape. But you have to be able to create some form of a decent shot attempt, and they have to be able to move quick with it. That's something they haven't done either.
You can tell that the Old Westbury coach is an old school coach, a defensive coach, but old school as well. She has like a lot of her players. They're not taking threes. They're not taking longer shots. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a young guy, but like I'm telling my players to shoot it. If you're on the left side, on the right side of the wing, and you catch the ball, they're sagging off you, you let it fly.
Yeah.
Because, you want them to respect you to some degree. You want them to come out and bring some attention to you, take some defensive attention off your teammates.
Yeah, and it's a shorter 3-point line than at the NBA level. There is the 3-point line. Again, it's just a matter of you got to put it in their heads. It is not even a matter of we have to hit If we shoot,
No, you don't. Just shoot it. Just shoot it because you get familiar with shooting it, and then you start making it. Who knows?
If you take 5 3-pointers and you make one of them, and this type of defensive grind game, that can be the difference between winning and losing. And if the right person's hitting it, and it doesn't even have to be a 3. You mentioned the long mid range. Even something as simple as, hey, can you get to the top of the key, or can you get to the top? Yeah, can get to the top of the key.
Right.
Get a pick and pop going. Get a pick and roll, as you mentioned. Misdirection. Use your size. They're not using their size to create space. They're using their size for rebounding and for hopefully getting a shot over somebody's head in the paint, but that's not there for them right now.
Exactly.
So, got to find a way to create space. John, if you're the head coach right now, what are the 2 plays you're running trying to run more frequently, and what are the plays you're trying to see less of in this second half?
All right, so
not just 2 plays in general, either way.
I would say, well, defensively, I think if you're the Beavers, of course, keep playing how y'all have been playing with intercepting passes, but you guys do want to crowd the paint more.
Yeah.
Because if you're paying any attention to, like I said, what Old Westbury coach, they're not really allowing players to shoot, or they're kind of permitted to not shoot the ball in these situations where they're drawing more attention to Kapala or just trying to fight for a rebound and somebody's open the perimeter. They're going to let them shoot that shot and expect the rebound.
Yeah.
You got to show them, hey, I'm going to make this, or hey, I'm still going to take this shot. You got to respect me out here.
I also think another component of this, and I want to kind of get your feel of this, is I think early I'm not saying you don't want to chew the clock at all, but I think there are certain situations where, let's say it is a clean, you get the inbound in cleanly, it's not a fast break or transition offense, whatever it may be. Hey, let's try if we get a really clean look early in the shot clock, let's take it. We don't need. I think there's certain situations where you would want to slow the tempo down. It's kind of pick and choose, not on every possession, but hey, if you've got separation, you've got a shot you like at the top, you got a shot you like at the corner, take it.
Yeah.
Right? You might not get a better shot than that the rest of the shot clock.
Like I said, and I think that's where like my opinion comes from too. Like the pacing is very slow, and it's very old school. So, just an early shot attempt in the shot clock isn't really going to happen as often. But I feel like it should. I feel like it builds confidence in your players, especially with the first game of the season. These are all a lot of young players that are new to the team. You want them to just take it, just get a feel for it. Even if it's not happening, okay, you get used to it not happening. Then when it starts happening, it's worth something.
It also creates variety in offense. Instead of the other team kind of trying to sort out what play you're trying to set up, it's bang. It's one pass, screen, boom, shot off. And now you've got it. Now you're scrambling as a defense. I think it can you're trying to create confusion. Offense, and I think offense the NBA and at any level of basketball, college, high school, middle school, it's about deception. It's about confusion.
Right.
If your opponent is off guard, if your opponent doesn't expect or anticipate that shot, if your opponent isn't in the right position to defend or contest that shot, you got a high percentage look.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter the level. It will be a high percentage look.
What they'll end up doing is they're dribbling the ball. Oh, I have a good shot. I could take it, but now I don't want to. I'm going to wait in the possession for a better shot. And then you don't get the better shot. Then it's like you're forcing up a bad shot.
I think that's what Nicole has done so well, though. If you notice, when she has the ball in her hand, it's not, I got to look for my teammate.
No, she's just right where she needs to be.
It's ball in the hand. It doesn't even come down. The ball stays here, and it's up.
Yeah.
And that ability to get the shot off quickly, it means that people have to scramble, cover her, and she can shoot over them. That's combining your size advantage. You've got a good shooter in Capola, not from deep. I get that, but shoot from the mid range.
I think a good idea would be to kind of do some Jokic play where, so she's the tallest on the court by far. She's gonna see over everybody. Have her come to the free throw line and catch the ball at the free throw line a little and make some decisions from there.
And if somebody has to go there, you can create space in the paint, or you can create. That's how you create spacing. Gravity outside of the paint.
Exactly, and. This is kind of what my gripe is with, old school coaches where, you have an opportunity to kind of create a new dynamic with a player. And they kind of want to resort to traditional style play of letting the shortest on the court or just a point guard on the court make every decision, every play, make a decision with the ball. And to an extent, it works. Like for ball handling reasons, yeah, it works. Taking care of the ball, it works. But I think it gives you some variety, like you said, on offense, where you have a big who could also dish the ball well.
And I think it optimizes these guards. These guards can handle the basketball. They've got speed. You'll see like more. If she's taking the ball off the court, she can get by defenders. But if those defenders, they don't feel like they're in the need to. They don't have to push up and stay on the perimeter. They can drop back. And so if Moore is driving, if let's say Moore is driving towards the rim, the defenders aren't worried about her stopping and just popping from there. The defenders can keep retreating to the rim and keep generating and keep knowing that the Moore is going to keep driving with them because she's not going to take that jump shot, and they don't have somebody else on the team willing to take the jump shot right now. So I think, again, get Coppola somewhere on that free throw line, somewhere in that area, somewhere in that vicinity, and try and get some form of spacing, try and get someone to at least make them think about, hey, we can't just keep retreating. Because if you look at the Beavers again, we're going to get to see them kind of up close and personal offensively because they're going to switch sides, and we're on the far end of the court, so we don't get to see the Beavers' offensive style. But defensively, we've gotten to see how they play defense. It's all just retreat, come back.
Right.
Go his back, and don't leave them too much room in the perimeter, but you don't have to worry about that too.
They don't respect them. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I think truly they don't really respect them on the perimeter, and that's why I think that Lewis, I think Coppola's been shooting the long two, on at least in the corner, so I think that needs to keep happening. But I think number 30, I think number 20 needs to just shoot it more.
Yeah, I agree.
Just let it go. I mean, they let Lewis come off the wing, off of a screen. I feel like just come off that screen, let it go, even if it's balance, even if it's. Because you get used to it, and then you're also in front of the crowd too. You're in front of these people.
You're not turning the ball over. You have too many possessions that are just turnovers. That are not even. You got to get shots off.
Right.
And if you look at the shot discrepancy, team field goal attempts 34 for the Beavers, 25 for the Panthers.
Yeah,
that's 9 extra attempts at it
that they've gotten. Yeah,
they're shooting 26%. They're shooting 6% more.
And most of the Panthers' shots been layups, been shots at the rim.
Yeah. So, again, you've got to, instead of being worried about trying to wind the clock down, get inside the paint, find some space in the paint that isn't there, let's try and get a shot off.
Yeah,
that's the priority number one, getting a shot off.
Let's move faster. I mean, more people setting screens.
I'd rather
off different angles. Yeah, I would rather misses too. I'd rather an attempt at the rim at least.
Yeah, if you're missing, if your guards can't shoot, that's a different conversation. But I think these guards, we saw them in warm-ups, they can shoot from outside the paint.
Yeah.
They can.
What I wanted to add earlier that I forgot about was when you're shooting the ball, it helps you on defense. You can come back. You can actually get back on defense faster when you have more players around the perimeter instead of players in the paint. You have players on the perimeter. They can run back faster. They get down court faster, and so then they're beating the players on offense faster down court. That makes sense.
And you're going to have a rebounding advantage. Use it. You shouldn't be afraid to miss because you should be able to bring down more boards than your opponent.
Right.
The offensive and the defensive side. But if you're not missing a lot, the Panthers have as many offensive rebounds as the Beavers. The Beavers are, again, 9 for 34. 9 for 34. So if you do the math there, that means that they have 25 misses, 25 opportunities, 7 offensive rebounds. For the Panthers, it's a much lower volume. They've got just 17 misses. So it's an 8-miss discrepancy, and they're still tied in offensive rebounds. So that tells you a lot. As the Panthers will get the ball up the court, it's more. We're going to see if they can try and generate some more spacing, generate some more jump shots, more driving to the rim. And she's going to get a clean layup there. And if you notice, they had a lane. They created a pocket for her to get to the rim, and it's a 4-point game.
And that's what I mean. I mean, she can't just be dribbling the ball and making passes all day.
Yeah. And that was an early shot clock shot attempt. Joseph Pascal now has the ball. She got the screen. She's going to try to drive towards the rim, but she runs into multiple Panthers. Jump shot from the Beavers is a miss, and it's a rebound for the Panthers. Panthers have a 4-point advantage. Taking the ball off the court right now is Lewis, one of the guards on this team. She almost turns it over, but she passes it wisely to her teammate. Panthers had some shuffling with the passes, but Cone currently has it. Cone looking to drive to the rim again. Same kind of shot, but she loses the handle. Panthers, are they able to get the shot off? They are, but they're not getting it in. They rebound their miss. And it will be Beaver basketball. They'll inbound. Panthers, they had a second chance point opportunity, weren't able to convert. As the Beavers looking to take the ball off the court right now. Beavers currently have it. Ramos taking the ball off the court herself. Dumps it off to Colin. That's Pascal with the ball. Joseph Pascal missed and rebounded by Coppola. Coppola's been all over the stat sheet. Lewis briefly had it. She dumped it off to Moore. Moore currently taking the ball up the court. Passes it off to Coppola, but the pass was a little high and Coppola wasn't able to corral it.
Panthers trying to control the pace, trying to keep it slow, keep it careful, but I mean, still turnovers can occur even with a slow pace game.
Yeah, and look, to their, it's not like it was a bad pass idea. It was just not executed. Yeah. The point that there was a good shot to be made there if Coppola received the better pass and if she had corralled the ball. Coppola currently defending number 30, that is Lamos, and the three-point attempt is drained by Colin. It's 24-23 now. Panthers nursing a 1-point lead. Cone now has it. She's guarded by Colin, losing her step a little bit. Dumped off to the Panthers. Panthers still have it. Lewis passes it off to Fowler. Fowler drains an easy 2-point play. But that's taking a shot a little bit in front of the free throw line, but that's still a jump shot. That's still a shot. That's not a at the rim kind of play. As the Beavers now have it. Colin taking the ball up the court. Joseph Pascal has it. She's guarded by 2 Panthers. Jump shot from the Beavers. It's no good. Rebounded by Moore. Rebounded by Cone. Cone now has it. Cone taking the ball up the court. Layup. She's fouled at the rim. She's going to have 2 opportunities at the free throw line. That's again Cone shooting 2. The Panthers have taken 8 free throws. They've hit 5 of them. That's a 62.5% free throw efficiency. CCNY calls a timeout. The CCNY Beavers have only taken 3 free throws, so the Panthers have been very disciplined on defense. So very, very, very good differential to have there when you have 5 more free throw attempts.
Well, I'd like to add that, the Beavers, they're light on the paint right now. They're not really attacking it as much. They're still resorting to the outside shots. I think that's just their comfortability. I think that's just what's helped them. I could only assume. I do like the Panthers coming out with this energy, though. And you see Kane you see Cone went for an easy layup against the defense through traffic, and she needs to do that more. Just in general, just the players' ball handling. Sometimes you need a pick and just go. Sometimes you need that and just go. And the first time she did it, it worked. The second time she rejected the screen. I went up, and then the pass she threw got deflected. So I think you need to just take that. Just take that screen, and sometimes you get a little space, take the midi. You need
somebody who can kind of take this game over and be that primary ball handler. And because Josh, one thing we didn't even think about, there's no scouting report on these players. It's not like your one player naturally is going to have more gravity than the other to create some, chaos on the defensive side of things. When we think of best players, right, and high volume shot creators, those guys are going to generate gravity. But who is there to draw attention right now when the opponent doesn't really know what you bring to the table? Cohen's first free throw attempt is a miss, and the Panthers will have one more opportunity to add to their 3-point lead here in the third quarter. Cohen dribbling the ball, getting set. Her free throw attempt is good, and that'll be a 27-23 lead for the Panthers. Panthers get a point on that foul. Joseph Pascal dribbling up the court, slicing through the defense, unable to get the shot to go in. Rebounded by the Panthers. Oh no, are they ruling
jump ball?
They're ruling it for the
Panthers.
Yep, Panthers will inbound it. No, excuse me, Beavers. The Beavers will get the inbound, which is
it does look like Beavers.
I think a confusing call because I felt like the Panthers had possession of that basketball, but that's neither here nor there. The inbound will be for the Beavers. Beavers pass it out. Beavers trying to generate a jump shot. They attack the rim, but they're unable to get that to roll through. They get the offensive rebound. The Panthers trying to guard Joseph Pascal. Pascal's jump layup, no good. Rebounded again by the Beavers. Beavers, their third chance point here. Colin breaks free from a defender. Her runner, no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. They are able to walk away without any points surrendered. McLeod's the one who rebounded it, and it's a turnover for the Panthers. We talked again about
careless turnover.
Right.
That was just a ridiculous pass. They're throwing the ball over their heads, and it's way too much force for them to catch. They got just been chest passes. Even right there, that could have been a bounce pass. That was just a wide open pass. It was open space.
And we talk about, again, you want to turn possessions into attempts. Missed attempts are not turnovers. Attempts do not have a 100% chance of resulting in the opponent getting the ball back without you getting any points. But turnovers do.
I agree.
So Joseph Pascal and I'll have it on the Beaver side of the court. heavily defended by Moore. Moore was really smothering her there. Moore back on Joseph Pascal, and she fouls Pascal there. She'll get the inbound pass. No free throw attempts here. Beavers will stay on their side of the court.
As you see, the Beavers, Jocelyn Ramos, inbounding on the baseline.
Yep, Ramos, who has been pretty active in this game, inbounds. She'll get the ball right back. Smothered by two Panthers. One being Coppola. Jump shot, three-point attempt for the Beavers. No good. Rebound is muffled by the Panthers, and it's corralled by the Beavers. Open three-point attempt. It is no good and rebounded by the Panthers, that being specifically from Coppola. Coppola dumps it off to Cone. Cone taking it up the court, and she is fouled as she crosses past the half-court line, and they'll get it. The Panthers will get a chance to inbound and pick up a foul, which is important because we talked about in the paint. Panthers are probably going to surrender, are going to commit fewer fouls on defense than the Beavers will.
It's foul trouble, and right. Just going to be at the line more, and that's what I said in the first half. I think that's going to be the main deciding factor, it seems like. It doesn't seem like the field goals are what's going to do it.
Yep.
We'll see.
As Moore's pass almost intercepted, Fowler unable to convert the pass into a point. Beavers don't have an advantage here, but they're pushing the ball up the court. Crafty move by the Beavers ball handler. Joseph Pascal now has it. Meets Coppola at the rim. That layup was no good. And the Beavers, they turn it over. Cone's got the fast break. She's got a lot of open room. No layup. It's blocked. Is it a foul? The ball looks like it'll stay on that side of the court. The question is if it's a foul or not. It was a foul. So the Beavers foul Cone as she heads up to try to generate an easy layup attempt. She'll have two free throw attempts here, nursing a 27-23 lead. Cone went 1 for 2 from the line in her most recent free throw trip.
This game has been fun to watch.
It has been. Cone drains the first free throw. She attempts. Easy swish there. No doubt about whether that one was going in or not. Cone, 2 for 3 now from the line. She'll look to increase her total. And I'll say she's played a much better second half. We highlighted her turnovers early in the first half, but this second half has been a lot better for her.
To be fair, she still has 1 turnover in this half, so still need to do a better job. You'd rather no turnovers than 1.
Absolutely, but she drains her 2 free throws. She'll make it a 29-23 contest. Beavers driving the ball up the court. Joseph Pascal currently has it. Whistle's blown, and it'll be a turnover.
Double dribble. She picked up the ball and then just proceeded to dribble again, I think.
Josh, from my understanding, you can't do that. You cannot do that. No. As Cone...
I think this would be a very easy sport if you could do that.
Yeah, it would be. Cone currently passes it off to Moore. Moore now has it. She'll try and fight off her defender. Crazy pass there across the court. But
I like that.
I
like that pass because even though it was in traffic, it was where the person needed to be. And another turnover. Oh, no, not a turnover. The Beavers recover and get an open look on a mid-range.
The shot attempt is no good from the Beavers, but it's
out of bounds.
Yeah, weren't able to corral it there. That was Breon Belazar who had the layup, and it was a good one. Beavers will currently keep the ball on their side under their basket. They'll inbound from there. There's a little over 5 minutes left in the third quarter. It is a 31-23 ball game. Panthers 8-point lead inbound. Panthers smother the ball handler for the Beavers. Their jump shot. They're going to rule a foul against the Panthers, so Beavers will get to go to the line and try and get 2 free throw attempts here.
And if I'm the Panthers, I'd probably call a timeout soon. I think you just want to set the tone, and I think you want to just maintain control over the game. You don't want the Beavers calling a timeout and then going on a run right after, and you now got to force the momentum to stop. You want to have complete control over the game, and I think you got to just set that tone.
Yep, calling over Coppola here because this first free throw, they do not need their tallest player on the court right now. There's no rebound opportunity. First free throw is in for the Beavers. They've only been at the line twice in this ball game. That is their third free throw make. They're 3 of 4. Their next free throw will be their 5th attempt, potentially their 4th make. And it's their 4th make. A little interesting that Coppola was just not there at the, to try and rebound, but that's okay. It's 31-25. Cone has it. She dumps it off to Coppola. Coppola blocked. And that might have been why they had her that far.
They don't want her to, take out the ball from the rebound and have to run up the floor. She'll be trailing up the floor on offense.
And it, honestly, it was a good shot attempt. It was a good creative form of offense. Blocked again, that being the Panthers. Panthers trying to move the ball around. Has her pass broken up, and it's picked up by the Beavers.
That's another turnover for Cone.
Yeah, that's been the issue for her today. Beavers now have it. They're taking the ball up the court. They're at the top of the key. Moore has been a feisty, fierce defender today. Coppola was trying to guard her woman, but her woman tripled. So that is a turnover for the Beavers, and it is Panther ball.
I'm telling you, it was going to be free throws.
Yep.
Free throws were going to decide it.
Moore was the one who inbounded to Cone. Cone dumps it off. Jump shot attempt from the Panthers. Rims out. Rebounded by the Panthers. Oh, there's a scrum there. Whistle blown with.
Brianna Belzer missed that attempt, but that was a good attempt. I like that little one dribble pull up. Yeah. They gotta keep taking those.
We just talked about how it's okay to miss those. That's better than turning the ball over, and it has to keep them attentive. Pass almost broken up by the Beavers there. Brianna dumps it off she turns it. Oh no, she does not. Knocked off bounds.
But that's what you don't want to do is just throw it into traffic, and they run into two defenders. So you want to just make a good pass to a good. You want to make a good opportunity out of a good pass.
Again, don't turn the ball over. You've got to generate an attempt. Coppola immediately caught it and fired it off, but the Panthers took rebound, and they get the second chance to go. Brianna Belzer.
Yeah, hustle.
Belzer continuing to create a presence here in the second half. And the Panthers, Moore apparently fouled Colin at the perimeter. Moore kind of pleading her case a little bit, but the refs are not going to overturn that call. Panthers leading here 33-25. It is an 8-point lead with a little over 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Inbound pass, dumped off to Colin. Colin guarded fiercely by Moore. Moore stays on Colin. It'll be Cone on Joseph Pascal. Joseph Pascal dumps it off on the perimeter. 3-point attempt for the Beavers. And there's no contact, as Josh duly noted. No contact. Airball.
And the Panthers will be taking it out.
Moore was the inbound, but immediately gave it right back to Cone. Cone inbounded it to Moore. Moore passed it back to Cone. Cone now taking it up the court. Moore now has it again, so it's been Cone and Moore. Brianna Belzer now has it. She misses her attempt at the rim, and it is ruled out of bounds, a Beaver ball. I don't hate it. I don't hate the attempt.
And you can hear from the crowd they wanted that one real bad, but you gotta live with that one.
Yeah. But keep forcing them to stop that. You got to keep forcing them to stop that.
You're up 8. I think that's just a smart shot.
Joseph Pascal has a clean look at the rim, and
that's a good top. That's a good top screen. As you see, number 32 was just down court, or not down court, but in the paint, just waiting to screen the defender.
Brianna Belzer open but a wild shot that is nowhere close.
Very wild.
Rebounded by the Beavers. It was an open opportunity, but she just didn't get the right type of shot off. Colin from 3, the corner. It's good. It is 33-30 here in the Clark Athletic Center. That's 5 very quick points for the Beavers.
They actually counted that one a 2-pointer.
2-pointer. Okay.
Still a 4-point game.
And the Beavers commit a foul. Moore is hobbling. I don't know if you just noticed that. He's hobbling.
She got tripped up.
If you notice, there's a knee brace on her knee.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to monitor, as she's still hobbling, not moving. She's moving gingerly at the moment. Lewis will inbound to Cone. Very interesting. If you notice, Lewis is now inbounding and running up the court with Cone, and Moore does look hobbled. Moore has the ball, though. Dumps it off to Brianna. Brianna to Lewis. Lewis looks for one of her Panther teammates and fires it out of bounds.
Fowler wasn't ready for the ball. It was right in her hands and fell out of bounds.
Yeah, it did. As there will be some substitutions, it seems, for sides here. Stepping onto the court for Moore is one of the players out. One of the players in, number 3, that is Walker. Walker's on the court alongside Cone, alongside Coppola, Fowler, and Belzer. As Belzer is guarding Colin right now. Lewis is. Lewis putting some heavy pressure. Boom, completely taken out of the play there. Joseph Pascal trying to dribble around it, and
a foul call
ruled against the Panthers. Beavers, will they have a chance to inbound, or will it be free throws? That's the question. It was an attempt, but it looks like there will be
some dysfunction going on between the Panthers defense.
Yep. The Beavers will inbound. Again, there was no shot attempt, so it wasn't be on a shot. It would just be on while the ball's still on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be inbounded from baseline from
Under the
Jacqueline Ramos.
Yep. And it's Joseph Pascal who's been very active dribbling the ball at the ball handler, and that's a foul.
No,
it's a travel. Whistle called.
These are interesting travels. It's like
I thought that was clean.
It's like anytime you pick up the ball and make 2 steps, they call it travel.
They're watching those plant legs. They're watching those plant legs greatly as that'll be Cohen taking the ball off the court. Cohen immediately met by Cohen. Cohen trying to get past Cohen. Walker. Walker dumps it off to Cohen again. Cohen double teamed. Can you get out of the jam? Capola.
Nice.
Easy shot, 2 points. Panthers respond right back. It's a 6-point game for the Panthers. They have the advantage. Beavers trying to push the tempo. A little bit of a jump shot. 24. Doesn't get it to go. Panthers rebound it. That rebound credited to Fowler. Fowler dumps it off to Lewis. Lewis trying to get by her defender. Cone now has it. She dumped it off to Cone. Cone double teamed again. Cone drawing a lot of defensive attention. She's trying to get to the rim. She dumps it off to her teammate, but it's stripped by the Beavers. Beavers trying to generate some offense. We've got a little over a minute and a half here in the third quarter. Colin sizing up her defender. Lewis right on her. Lewis on her like right on the foul line in the baseball field. Got her to trip up and fall. Beavers still retain it. Easy 3-point shot.
No
wide
good.
open. Capola rebounds it. Yep, no good at all. Rebounded by Capola. Dumped off to Cone. Cone has it dumped off to Lewis. Lewis taking the ball at the court. They're past the half-court line.
And what you see is with Lewis, she's bringing the ball up, but she keeps looking to pass it. She's not confident with the ball, and that's what you allow when you make one player bring up the ball every time.
The Beaver will now have the ball.
When you allow other players see the ball and handle the ball and make decisions with it, they become more confident with it. They know what to do in certain situations.
They're missing more in this situation because Moore is a secondary ball handler. She's aggressive and confident enough to dribble the ball, create some movement, and she can get past defenders. Joseph Pascal, one of the primary ball handlers, so the Beavers will pick it up. And she's fouled, but she's fouled before the shot. Before the shot, the shot will not count. Walker picks up her 4th foul. She's in foul trouble. Panthers will now have to let the Beavers go to the line. It'll be Joseph Pascal at the line.
So Joseph Pascal is the smallest on the court, it seems, but definitely taking on contact and not shying away from it at all.
Using her speed to her advantage. Her first free throw attempt is a miss. Remains 35-29. Now, Josh, I will say, Walker's at 4 fouls. Moore was hobbled last time we saw her. That's definitely a concern for the guard position when 2 of your 3 best ball handlers are maybe not able to finish the game.
I agree.
Joseph Walker's second free throw attempt is a miss, but rebounded by the Beavers. They have it. They get out the scrum. Cone controls the defense. She did not try and push the tempo. She just tried to control the ball with a little under a minute left in this third quarter.
If you're looking for Capala, you could tell. Oh, no, looking for Lewis, swinging it around. Yep, Lewis.
Lewis trying to they're trying to create a good shot here. Lewis is fouled. Oh, no, travel. Whistle blown. That's another turnover for the Panthers, but they will have another possession if they don't give up if they do not give up a second chance point here, a second chance attempt. 41.6 left in the clock, 30 left in the shot clock. But I will say, if the Beavers get a shot here and run down the clock, it's going to be hard for the Panthers to respond in the quarter. Joseph Pascal takes the ball up the court. Beavers trying to create some offense here, trying to slice into this 6-point deficit. Jump shot for the Beavers. No good. Rebounded by Capola. The shot clock is turned off. Cone taking the ball up the court. Big possession here for the Panthers. They try to extend their lead to 8 or 9. Cone facing lots of opponents, lots of defenders. Jump shot. Panthers. No one's even there. Not an air ball for the Panthers. Taken up from the court by the Beavers. Joseph Pascal.
That's a foul.
Rebounded by the Beavers. Panthers corral it. Will they let the clock just run out? I think they will. No pass-up attempt. But the clock's going to expire. The quarter ends there. It is 35-29. Panthers have the lead. And we are going to be right back for the final dramatic fourth quarter as we will be right back here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. You're just joining us here at the start of the fourth quarter. The Panthers were fouled almost immediately into the fourth quarter. They'll get the inbound. No free throw attempt. It's not on a shot. Panthers inbounding. That being Lewis will be the specific person inbounding based on the fact that she's, out of bounds right now. She's inbounding here to Cone, predictable play there because Cone is their primary ball handler right now. Cone trying to size up her defenders. Cone was right on her. Lewis trying to drive past her defender. She stumbles. Is she going to be able to keep possession? No, she will not. And the Panthers lose possession there, and they turn it over once again. That has been the theme of the game for the Panthers. The Panthers entered this quarter with 23 turnovers, 8 more than the Beavers. Beavers driving the ball up the court. Handoff. Jump shot. If it was on the line, it would have been a 3, it would have been a 2, but rebounded by the Panthers nonetheless. Cone has it. It's 35-29. There's a little over 9 minutes left in this ball game. Can the Panthers hang on? Cone currently has it. Pass off. They're moving the ball really well. Cone, and it's a foul and a turnover against the Panthers. The Beavers will have the ball. That's their second turnover.
I wonder if that was on Kapala. I wonder if that was on Kapala or if that was like a violation in the paint.
Yeah, it seemed to be a violation in the paint based on the same hand movement you mentioned earlier in terms of like counting off time. Yeah. Beaver will take the ball up the court. It's not Joseph Pascal. She's not on the court right now, so she will come re-enter later in the game. Colin driving to the rim. Unable to get the shot to go. Capola rebounds. Capola, current volleyball player for the Panthers. Cone taking the ball up the court. She's sized up by Colin. Cone dumps it off to Lewis. Lewis back to Cone. Cone trying to generate some form of offense. She'll get the screen from Lewis. She immediately meets a defender, but she gets open at the rim. Does she get it to go? She does not. Rebounded by the Beavers. Beavers driving it down the court. Colin on the other side of the court. Passes almost picked off, but it'll be a foul against the Panthers. Almost like it looks like a football player there.
Right.
The receiver trying to hold in the ball and then a little tackle.
Yeah. Well, Lewis is just a bigger defender, so she actually she bumped her while she was trying to catch the ball, and so hey, that ends up happening. It's contact sport.
Absolutely. Panthers. Oh, but great pass. I'm surprised she didn't take the shot, but
that was a great play, though.
That was a great pass,
give it back to the inbounder. I don't know why you're not focusing on the inbounder.
Yeah, they let the Beavers slip loose, and they got a jump shot off. That's a 2-point play. It's 35-31. Jump shot for the Panthers. Nothing but air. Rebounded by Capola, but she fires it straight into the backboard. And rebounded by the Beaver. The Beaver feeling some semblance of momentum here. They're down by 4. That's a 2-possession ball game. Dumped off to Colin. Colin currently has it. They're swinging it around the perimeter. The Panthers immediately meet the Beavers at the paint, and they're able to secure the miss on the rebound. Cone now has it. Cone taking up the court. She blows by 2 defenders. Can they get a point to go here? Panthers definitely need one. They rebound their own miss, but they lose control of the ball. Capola was surrounded by numerous Beavers. Beavers taking the ball back up the court. Panthers.
4-point game.
Yep, it's very close here in the Clark Athletic Center. We've got over 7.5 minutes left in this ball game. Beavers, jump shot attempt. It's good.
Ooh.
2-point game here in the...
Now the Panthers want to call a timeout.
Yeah.
See, this is what I was saying about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, look, the Panthers are missing more right now. They're really missing more right now because the only person who can drive the ball into the perimeter without losing it is Cone.
And she's been losing it, so...
Exactly. So you already had her losing the ball when she had a secondary ball handler out there. Now she doesn't. And instead of trusting her to take the ball up the court because they can't really do that or attack the rim, they're trying to dump it off to Lewis. Lewis is struggling with ball control throughout the game. You look at the team stats so far individually for the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers. Turnovers, 9 for Cone, 3 for Belazar, 3 for Moore, 2 for Lewis. It's a lot of poor ball control throughout the ball game.
You know, it's funny. We mentioned who were the 2 returning players. You know, Brienne Blazer and Lewis. Mm-hmm. You know, those 2 are returning players on this Panther team, but you know, you don't really see it like that. You know, the main 2 who you see that are like really comfortable out there are Moore and Cone.
Yeah, and you know,
you see a bit of sorry, I cut you off, but you see a little bit of Davis, you see a little bit of Kapala.
Yeah,
but that's really it. Like,
no, you're right. They've got to be. You know, you need somebody to kind of take over here as Panthers will have the ball inbounded by Walker. Walker dumped it off to Lewis, who passed it off to Cone. Cone driving to the net, and it's
seems like a blocking foul.
Yep, blocking foul. It'll go against the Beavers. It's a 2-point game here, 35-33. If you're just joining us, the quarter started 35-29. The Panthers unable to score so far in this fourth quarter. Almost 3 minutes into the quarter, unable to get a shot to go in. Cone now has it. Coppola to her right. To her left is Walker. Walker sets the screen. Cone trying to misdirect through traffic.
The double team, and then gets
turned.
See?
That's another turnover for the Panthers. Her 10th of the game. Beavers driving it up the court. Colin, dangerous shooter here. She misses, but the Panthers unable to corral the rebound. Beavers lose it. Are they able to stay upright? They're going to say she was out of bounds, as Josh pointed out. Great call there.
Yeah.
They need you, Ruthick, man. They need you out there. Maybe we'll see some better travel calls, right?
Think so.
I think so, too. Lewis passes it off to Cone. Cone now passes it off to Lewis. Lewis back to Cone. Cone getting by Colin. Lewis now has it. Colin trying to stay on the primary ball handler, that being Cone. Cone on the perimeter.
Cone got to be ready to shoot it.
That's the issue. I don't
think
a ball handler. Their jump shot.
If you're a ball handler, you got to be able to shoot, pass.
And it's another violation on the Panthers.
What I was saying was, if you're being asked to take care of the ball, you got to be able to handle the ball and score the ball. You got to be able to pass it. You got to have all three of those elements.
Got to at least take the shot. Coleman now has it on the perimeter. Panthers turned it over. Beavers now have it. Beavers trying to create some perimeter offense here. Coleman, three-point attempt, misses it, hits the backboard. Well, you see it something. Cone taking the ball up the court. She currently has it. This has been a slow offensive quarter for the Panthers. No points for the Panthers for the first 4 minutes of this quarter. Cone has it inside the perimeter, and she's fouled.
Yep.
She'll get to inbound, it seems.
The Beavers, they keep trying to stick out their foot and try and get in position of the defense. But you can't really do that. You're using your foot. You're basically tripping that person.
Yeah.
Who's trying to step through. You can't trip people. You can't stick out your foot.
Yeah. As the Panthers will inbound here under their own basket, it's 35-33. The women's basketball team looking for their first win in over a year. The inbound is successful. Panthers pass it off to Cone. Cone to Walker. Walker to the rim, rejected, and Shet's that's a turnover.
Yeah, it looks like a jump ball.
Yep.
And, these Panthers, they keep dribbling the ball inside just to turn back around because they're afraid of defense in front of them.
And let me correct myself, not a turnover. The Panthers keep the ball. They'll inbound under their net. Inbound is Coppola. Jump shot. It's going to get it. Go. Oh, it hits the back of the rim.
A steal.
Oh, turnover. Panthers fouled on the shot attempt?
Yes.
That'll be 2. Panthers have a chance to make this a 2-possession game, Josh. It's a big opportunity for them.
And with it being about 6 minutes left, these free throws are definitely going to be crucial, and you're going to see probably more of that. With Coppola back in, the tallest on the court.
Yep, Bella's there, one of the 2 returning players with crucial free throw attempts here. Her first attempt is rimming out.
So what I said about free throws being the most crucial, this can be that too, where you have opportunities to score and you don't score.
Yeah, Panthers have shot 66.7% from the free throw line. It's up from last year, but not great.
The game could definitely get away from you off of free throws. And as you see,
both their free throws, they got the rebound, but the Beavers, it looked like they were the last team to touch it, so the Panthers will keep the ball on their side of the court. At least they're going to keep time clicking, kind of ticking time off the clock and have another chance to generate points here. But we are almost halfway through the quarter, and the Panthers have yet to score a single point. That has been the issue.
Rebounding has been helping them, but it's been hurting them too. I mean, they're not finding any opportunities.
Yeah, to give you guys the discrepancy in shot attempts, the Beavers have had 61 shot attempts, the Panthers at 46, and that's with the Panthers having 16 offensive rebounds from the Beavers, 14 offensive rebounds. Rebounds for the Panthers, 50. Rebounds for the Beavers, 34. So that's that's not great for the Panthers. The Panthers will drive to the rim. Shot at three is good. A big 2 points there. That was there. Makes up for the missed free throws. It's a 4-point game. Panthers getting back on defense. 37-33. Beavers trying to generate some offense.
For once, the refs did not call a travel on a Euro step.
Yep. Joseph Pascal dumped it off to a defender. Rebounded by Coppola. That's it. Cone taking the ball up the court. We've got a little under 5.5 minutes in this quarter left. Panthers leading by 4. Cone. Good screen. Can she get past any defenders? Wide open on the perimeter. Jump shot. 3-point. No good. Rebounded by the Beavers. Beavers, Joseph Pascal on the right side, trying to get past, trying to use the advantage in terms of personnel toward advantage, but the Panthers get back in time. 3-point attempt. Blocked by the Panthers. Rebounded by the Beavers. Turnover. Panthers have it. Turned over again. No. Whistle blown. Kick ball. It's Beaver basketball. What a thrilling few minutes there that's been.
Definitely. You thought the momentum would have swung to the Panthers the way that layup just changed the whole energy of the game. But hey, as you can see, it seems like every time the Panthers swing momentum, guess who's right back in it?
Yeah, it looks like every time the Panthers feel like they're pulling away, the Beavers.
They're right there. They're right there. They're not.
This is a tough contest.
Yeah. 5 minutes left. See a timeout from the Beavers, and
the Beavers called a timeout there, so we'll have a quick timeout break. Josh, what do you need to see? You're the Panthers head coach. What are you saying right now in that huddle?
They have to keep the ball away from the defense, and they gotta just take good shots.
Yeah,
just take good shots. It shouldn't be too hard.
You got to find a way to create offense. If they have not had
and they need some backdoor cuts. They need some, because they don't have the Beavers don't have much rim protection.
Yeah,
they don't have much rim protection. So I mean, some backdoor cuts will be good. Just some. You want some actions ran where it just makes easy shots, make easy layups.
I also got to say, I mean, the tallest player on your court is taking more three-pointers than any of your guards.
Cone needs to shoot it.
Right. So I'll give you kind of the 3-point stats here. 3-point attempts. 2 for Coppola. No one else has more than 1. Moore has 1. Fowler has 1. Balazar has 1. Those are your forwards. You need your guards to be able to shoot the basketball. Beavers will inbound it under their basket. Inbound passes in, and it's a shot. Coppola has it. Rebounded. Panthers lose it. They keep it around. Moore. Oh my, it's a turnover against the Panthers. That is a sloppy turnover. Cone did not, it was a routine pass, didn't secure it. Beavers will now have the same opportunity they did about 5 seconds ago.
And this might be the curse of the Panthers.
Look, they haven't won in over a year. They're going to have to earn this one. They're going to have to gut this one out if they want to win it. Panthers awaiting the inbound. Couple of refs conversing and talking, and we hear one ref saying, we're good. But another ref just continuing to discuss. Panthers eagerly awaiting.
Refs and the Beavers having a conversation. Oh, well, the Beavers coach, excuse me.
Yeah. Beavers inbound the pass to get it off successfully. Joseph Pascal driving, and she's fouled, and it goes in and one. 37-35. Pascal with a chance to make it a 1-point game.
It is high attendance here in the Clark Athletic Center.
High intensity, too. Pascal awaits a chance to make it a 1-point game. Her free throw. She went low for that free throw. It's missed. Rebounded by the Panthers. They have to secure it. And they're like jump ball, and they're going to say it's Beaver ball.
Oh, wow.
I think that's I
thought that was Panthers.
I think that's a crazy call.
I thought Panthers secured it, and then 2 Beavers grabbed it from a Panther. That's what it looks like.
That, to me, is quite unbelievable. Panthers will now have to defend another inbound. The Beavers have a chance to actually take the lead here if they get a 3-point play to go. Again, just the same way Pascal created one earlier. Pascal trying to do the same thing again. Blocked. Rebounded by the Beavers. Jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Coppola. Coppola hands it off the Cone. The Panthers are going to have to try and generate offense here. They nurse just a 2-point lead. It's a 1-possession game. Cone has it, trying to direct traffic here. 2 screens up top. Cone working through, slicing through the defense. Layup is and gone.
And one.
Oh, slices and dices through the Beaver defense. It is 37 to 35. 39 to 35, sorry. Panthers will have a chance to make it a 5-point ball game here. Josh, what a big play that was from Cone.
Definitely a big play, and I'm looking forward to seeing this free throw get converted right now.
It's 39-35.
It was very electric in the athletic center just now.
It was good, and it's a 40-35 game. A little under 4.5 minutes to go here. Joseph Pascal taking the ball at the court. She's been all over the stat sheet for the Beavers. Sized up by Walker. Walker guarding Pascal. Pascal slices through the defense. And another and one for Pascal. 2 more points for the Beavers. It's 41-37.
4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. This is a thrilling action going on this Wednesday night.
It's just what a ball game we've seen so far in the Clark Athletic Center. It is a 3-point game. If Pascal makes this point, it becomes a 2-point game. If she misses and the Panthers are able to rebound, they'll have a chance to really push their lead back up again. Every time the Panthers have something to say, the Beavers have a response. The free throw is no good. Rebounded by the Panthers, and they're going to rule a
jump ball.
Jump ball going for the Panthers. They'll retain possession, or they'll gain possession. Big board there for the Panthers. Nice to see one go their way. Feels like that hasn't been going their way today. Inbounded by Lewis. Lewis to Cone. Cone back to Lewis. Lewis back to Cone. Cone directing traffic. She's got a lane for the rim, but she turns it over. She turns it over. Crucial turnover. The Beaver will have the basketball here. Cone with her 11th turnover of the game. It's been a rough game in terms of protecting the basketball. The Beaver still huddling over there. Seems to be in a collision.
Panthers trying to regroup, trying to just make sure these next 4 minutes are important and matter.
Yeah, they got to find a way to stop Pascal at the rim because Pascal's been able to draw contact and get the shot to still go in. So
just conniving through the defense and flashing. It's very impressive because, like I said earlier, she's the smallest on the court, but it just is no fear in their game.
She's a weapon on offense. She is terrifying. You've got Pascal taking the ball off the court again. Is she going to just drive to the basket? She will not. She'll dump it off to Colin. Colin now with the ball. Almost a turnover on the Beavers. Beavers still have it. They recontrol their dribble. And is it a turnover? It is poked out by the Panthers. The ball will stay on this side of the court. The Beaver will retain possession, but they'll have to inbound with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. And there's a little bit of mop action that's going to go on the sideline here. They're saying that maybe not desirable dribbling and sneaker conditions for the women playing tonight on the court. It is 40-37. The Beaver have the basketball. It's a one-possession game. All it takes is one crucial shot for this game to be tied up again. These two teams have gone back and forth all night.
It seems like it might come down to free throws. That's what it's looked like this entire game, and it's starting to. The game is starting to slow down. The game picked up after that and one, and it was 2 back-to-back and ones. But as you can see, the pace is slowing down.
Yeah. It seems to be a quick game timeout just to clean up the Beavers. It seems like the Beavers sideline area. Now, Josh, you mentioned the free throws. The Panthers, 9 for 15. That's 60%. Okay, the ref thought a timeout was called and stopped play. That's very
but
weird.
Apparently we are here, and
that's weird. Inbound for Lewis will rebound to Cone. Cone stick to Lewis. Lewis.
Sorry to clarify. It is 40-37 for our Panthers. There's 3 minutes left in the game. Cone is top of the key. Trying to get a screen on the right and left. Goes right. Drives past the defense. Goes up for a layup. Gets blocked, but a foul is called, and that was crucial.
Yeah, big free throws coming up for the Panthers. Assuming it's on the shot. No, wait, hold on. Yep, it's on the shot. Just wanted to clarify. Cone has had an up and down game. More turnovers than you'd hope for in her debut, but this is her first game with the Panthers, her first collegiate game of her career. She's a freshman from the Bronx.
Showing a lot of comfortability just for the first game, like just very comfortable handling the ball, making mistakes, but willing to make mistakes, and I'm pretty sure willing to get better as well.
She missed her first free throw. If she makes the second one, it'll be a 2-possession game. If not, all mayhem will occur, and this game has been full of chaos. The free throw attempt is good, and it's a 2-possession game. It's 41-37, a big free throw for the Panthers. Joseph Pascal pushing the tempo. She's already past half court. Panthers have settled into their defensive roles and their defensive situation. Joseph Pascal driving. Can they stop her? Her pass is almost mishandled and turned over. Colin now has it. Beavers moving the ball around. Joseph Pascal in the same spot of the court where she's been driving all game. Her hook is no good and rebounded by Cone. Cone, big free throw. Aggressive pass. Lewis, layup. No good. Rebounded by the Beavers. Big opportunity to score. That's kind of blown away there. Beavers now have it. Big pass there. Turned over. In play. They did not rule that she stepped out of bounds.
She didn't.
Big turnover. Passes it back out to Cone. They're just trying to eat some clock away. Smart move.
And it's funny. Lewis didn't really shoot that because she kind of hurt her ankle. Oh, Cone goes up for a layup and no good.
Yeah, that was not the executed play she hoped for. Colin almost had the ball thrown away from her, and that allows the Panthers to get back into their positions. Joseph Pascal passes out to Colin. Colin, 3-point. It's no good. Rebounded by the Panthers. Lewis passes it up the court. Panthers trying to control the pace now. We've got under 2 minutes left. Cone dumps it off to Lewis. Passes it off to Brianna Belzaire, and her shot is way off.
I think it got tipped.
Yeah, might have gotten tipped.
A foul is called on the Beavers, and the Beavers look very frustrated, look very tired.
Yeah, this has been an exhausting game for both sides. It's a foul on Fisher, who is one of the taller players on the court for the Beavers, and it'll be free throws for the Panthers. As the Panthers, they'll have 2 free throws. This could make it a 5 or 6 point game. These are big free throws, Josh, because a 5 or 6 point game, now you start clawing away a little bit further, and it puts all the pressure on just getting stops. The first free throw is no good. Panthers, their
form looks good, but
just on that one.
Yeah, back rim.
And the Panthers looking to capitalize on the foul. The second free throw attempt is good, and they pick up a point there. 42-37. It is a 5-point contest.
Game is not over. There's still 1 minute and 51 seconds to go.
But the Panthers at least try to get some separation.
Have such a commanding lead, and it's nothing to be proud of yet, but it's definitely a great position to be in.
Yeah, you'd rather be up 5 than down 5 at this spot in the game.
For sure.
Panthers, Colin now has it. Beaver almost turns it over. The Beavers almost turn it over.
Panthers are not giving up on defense.
No, they're not. Colin wide open from 3, but she doesn't take the shot. She gets the pass back to her. Dumps it off. 3-point from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Colin. Colin dumps it off. Beavers, easy layup. Slice through, but they miss it. Rebounded by Coppola. Cone has it. We're under 1.5 minutes left in the game. Cone driving up the court. Panthers, a little bit stunned. They're not just letting the clock run out a little bit. Cone slows it down. 19 left in the shot clock. 18, 17, 16, 15. Cone now has it. 14, 13, 12, 11. She's looking to try and create some offense. They're running it down. Coppola misses her jump shot. Is it rebounded by the Panthers? It is not. It is turned over. It'll be Beaver ball with under 1 minute left. I think they did a good job of winding down clock.
Definitely.
So now the Beavers will push the tempo. Panthers 59 seconds away from victory. They're up by 5. Beavers taking the ball up the court. Colin has it. She's on the perimeter. They've got to cut off the perimeter. They cannot let them take 3-pointers here. Colin facing a heavily contested 3-point shot. The Beavers rebounded easily. Jump shot. 2-pointer. No good. Panthers do not have it. They make contact with it. The ruling that there was contact made by a Panther player and that it will be Beaver ball.
Yeah, the Panthers. I got to hustle up. Come on, don't give up now.
Yeah, you've got to get to the spot. The rebound was too easy.
Rebound
too easy on the rebound. Way too easy.
And then if you're the Beavers, why are you not looking for 3-point shots?
Yeah, Joseph Pascal, she's been able to create N1s, and under 2-point play. It's a 1-possession game with a little over 30 seconds.
You don't need the foul right now, but...
And the Beavers turned it over. Almost disaster here in the Clark Athletic Center. I'm looking to my partner, Josh, to make sure his heart rate's okay.
I'm good. I'm very confused on these passes, though.
I think we all collectively...
Secure the pass, please.
It's a timeout, and allow them to advance the ball up the court, I believe. Now, there is a 4-second difference in shot clock and game clock. You've got to just let that clock run.
Yeah, I mean, and then, so she tried to throw it across the court, and it got poked out of bounds, almost caught out of bounds, almost caught before it went out of bounds. You got to just, like, sometimes these players, when they're not familiar with dribbling the ball, so that's just their instinct is just to pass it, but they need to really, just dribble the ball. I mean, just stay low, keep the ball under your waist, really dribble it under your knees.
Gotta be comfortable.
Just keep it low and just stay secure. I mean, at least dribble until a certain point of the court and then make the pass. You don't got to just pass it every time you catch the ball.
Yeah.
I think that's what leads to turnovers because they see somebody catch the ball who they know they're not going to put the ball on the floor. Like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna anticipate you passing it. So I know you're not going to do anything else with it. You know, you got to be able to dribble the ball.
For sure. And they've got to protect the basketball. That turnover almost cost them this game. They've been very fortunate turning over the ball. I think that was their 29th turnover. It doesn't have it registered as a turnover, but I'd register that as a turnover. It's 42-39. The Panthers have the ball. Ideally for them, they're able to get a shot off and generate some sort of offense. I do wonder if we see the Panthers get fouled here. I don't know if they would be willing to do it, but we'll see. It'll be Cone to inbound the ball. I think it's a wise idea to not have her be the one receiving the inbound, considering the turnover rates so far in this game.
I agree. But I also would think that you definitely don't want to get the ball to Kapala.
Someone's got to step up and be a hero and just secure the basketball. Someone's got to step up and be a hero in that regard. Passes off to Moore. Moore is back in the game. Moore received the inbound. She dumped it back off the Cone. Cone. Oh, my gosh, it's turned over.
What did I tell you? What did I play?
Beavers, 20 seconds, 19 seconds, 18 seconds, 16, 15, 3-point. No good. Rebounded by Moore. Cone has it. Cone taking up the court. 8 seconds. Foul on the play. 8.5 seconds. Josh, what a game this one has been. What an adventure.
What did you say? You definitely said that they didn't want to inbound it to Kane because she was going to throw the ball away. That's literally what happened right after you said it. The next possession. You have Kane at the free. You have Cone at the free throw.
So you need to make up for it. You drain these 2 free throws. You wipe your
game
mistake
is over. Yeah,
because with 8.5 seconds, very hard to get another shot off and then get the ball back. But or at least make one. You got to make one of these. And she makes one. If she makes 2, even if you foul on the 3-pointer, they can't tie the game.
Right.
It's a big, big free throw. And you don't want to miss one here because then it's, chaos can ensue. Or maybe get the board here. But the Panthers will have all their people back, so they're going to sacrifice the opportunity to get a rebound. Yep, which is the right play. You're going to have Capola pressing at the top of the half court. She misses, rebounded, and timeout called. 7.7 seconds. Timeout CCNY. It is 43-39. 4-point game. Crazy what's going on here in the Clark Athletic Center. As we're going to see what ends up happening here with both the Beavers looking to try and generate a 4-point play, or at least a quick 3-point play, and then I'll get the ball back. Remember, they can score fast enough where they can, if they get 2, foul, you're going to have enough time potentially to get another shot in.
You could. I say you take a quick 3, and I say you gamble on the steal because they've been getting steals.
They've been able to we've generated almost 30 of them today.
I say you take that 3. I think, I don't know, even I was gonna say enough time to try and bait a foul, get a little layup, get a little and one.
Well,
but I don't know. I wouldn't risk it with 7 seconds left. So
you would try to do too is if you the inbounder, you've got to inbound to your best 3-point shooter if you're going to shoot.
You got to catch and shoot.
Yeah.
You got to turn and shoot. I mean, I wouldn't really dribble a ball if it was me. I mean,
even if you got an open 2-point play, I think you take it. Look, if you're inbounding, you see someone. What would you do? Would you avoid the 2-point play at all, or you just?
I'd avoid the 2. I'd look for a 3. I'd rather contest the 3 because, well, it's tough to say because they've been getting steals. So it's like, okay, if they get a steal after that 2-pointer, then it worked.
That's why I was asking. And I guess you could also argue, I mean, whatever it is, they need an insane outcome, that being the Beavers to win this game or send it to overtime. So we're talking about a pretty incredible feat of athleticism from the Beavers if they want to get a 3-point playoff. Coleman alone at the perimeter. She dribbles the ball. What a decision. Is she going to turn it over? 4 seconds. 3 seconds.
What are they?
2 seconds. 1 second. It doesn't matter. The game is over. The SUNY Old Westbury Panthers have won their first game of the year, their first game in over the year. It's 43-39, and it's pandemonium in the Clark Athletic Center. What a ball game for the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers. It was a thriller, and it ends in victory for the Panthers, something that no one has been able to say for them in over a year.
And you got to say that their effort on defense, their effort on the boards is definitely what gave them this win. I would say that you gotta be ready and anticipate the next one because if they come with this intensity for the whole year, you got to just be ready for every game. And you got to shoot over that defense.
Yeah, and we'll be right back after this for the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers post-game show right back here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. And we're back here for the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers. Their women's basketball team has just defeated the Community College of New York City. They've defeated them 42-39, or 43-39. It is their first victory in over a year. A thriller here in the Clark Athletic Center. It was loud, it was active, and Josh, what an incredible entertainment contest.
It was packed out here, man, and I can't wait for the next game. I can't wait to see how their offense can improve, because they can improve. And I want to see Cone take better care with the ball. Same thing with Moore, just our guards in general. I think there's more to come from them. So I look forward to it this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And the point leaders for the Panthers tonight, 16 points for Coppola, making her Panther debut. A volleyball player converted into a basketball player her sophomore year. Cone picked up 14 points on 6 field goal attempts when she took shots. It was efficient. She made 6 of her 9 free throws, but 10 turnovers. That was the big poor stat. Their leading rebounder, Coppola, 19 rebounds. I want to give out a shout out here.
Mm-hmm.
Josh said at the start of the game, you don't know what's going to happen. So a big could go for a double-double. And Coppola in her SUNY Old Westbury debut picks up a double-double. Now, the Panthers as a team did not shoot efficiently. As a team, they shot a very poor 15 of 52, but their opponent shot 17 of 78. Panthers picked up 59 rebounds. I think, Josh, it's fair to say they didn't have the shots falling, but they were tenacious, they were fierce, and they were consistently fighting back against the Beavers all game.
Right, and I think what helped them was actually like the Beavers, their lack of consistency on the offensive end. They didn't really stick to one game plan. They would shoot it a lot, but most of the time it wasn't even 3-point field goals. It would be like long twos, just whatever they could settle for. And some of them would make, but most of them wouldn't. And I think that's kind of what killed them. I think going to the paint actually benefited them more, and they kind of shied away from that. They didn't really resort to that. So, I hope they have something to learn from. But Panthers, great win to start the season. Starting off the season 1-0, starting off the season on a high note. Even with all the turnovers, it still showed that the defense is what persevered.
And you feel like when they get to gel more, when they play more together, we'll see fewer turnovers. I feel like that is a thing we can confidently say about the flow of basketball, the natural way that the sport works. When you get more reps with your teammates, in-game action, the Panthers look like a team playing together for the first time. And they claimed victory, despite all of that. And that's the impressive thing. And they played great defense, as you mentioned, tenacious, tons of contests, tons of opportunities on the rebounding side. They were very active. I've got to shout out Kyla Moore. She was incredible defensively. I felt like she was very intensive. She dealt with injury and was out for most of the third and fourth quarters, but she came back late in the game, and on the inbound, while they ended up turning it over there, having her on the court, I think that's why they even got the inbound in the first place. Right. Because they had her on the court. And while she didn't have a ton of stats tonight, I thought she was very impactful for the Panthers.
Very impactful. Like I said before, Cone and Moore, just bringing the ball up and making decisions, that was the key factor to the game, because, well, who else was doing it? That was their main role, and it was the most important role, just that quarterback role of, making decisions for the offense. And it worked in some possessions it didn't, but it worked for this game.
And again, we talk about the rebounds. I know I've already kind of covered that, but it's kind of astonishing. A 14 rebound gap, and Coppola with 19 boards. You make your basketball debut and you drop 16-19 in the game.
Well, I think that's what happens when you're a dual athlete. When you're good at multiple sports, that involve, high jumping ability, just good athleticism, being a good volleyball player. That does translate into basketball in many ways, especially rebounding and just getting on the rim.
It's scary to think that she can get even better from this point forward. I think that the Panthers, they look more athletic. They've got more athletes, more size, they just need a polish. They just need polish now. And that comes through playing games on the field. They'll have no one. They'll lose nobody to graduation next year. So this is a big first year for them. So if they can rattle off you play 25 games, you rattle off 10 wins. You finish below 500, but you rattle off 10 wins. You feel like you're building something special for next year. Everybody another year older, bigger, stronger, more experienced. Josh, any final notes on their first victory in over a year tonight?
Honestly, I say just keep the intensity coming. I say just ride that high off the first win. I think the fact that they're gonna play into shape too, coming off of a off season. Some people, they're probably out of shape, not in the best shape that they could be in. Like I said earlier, you play into shape, that middle season form, that end of season form. That's where you want to be at. And so I can't wait to see them at that point in the season where they're all familiar with each other. Like you said, this is their first time playing together against real competition. So imagine, and by the way, the Beavers actually played 2 games before this. So, they're coming off of 2 losses. They're coming in, they want to win. So they fought hard, and even though they didn't win that fight, you get used to fighting teams like that, competition becomes a little easy.
Absolutely. And to end on that note, the SUNY Old Westbury Panthers, they win 43-39, their first victory for women's volleyball or women's basketball in over a year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening, we really appreciate your continued support here on OWWR Old Westbury Web Radio. I want to thank my partner, Josh Wilson. He is amazing. He's incredible at what he does. Our engineer, Muhammad, over in the studio right now, handling business behind the scenes. And, of course, thanking our station manager, the one and only Joseph Manfredi. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you guys in the next one.